what's yours? Like your time, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Alright, let's see here. Rotate device. How if I don't want to rotate it? I want to keep it this way. Do I have to keep it this way? I want to keep it sideways. For some reason it's making me want to go this way, but I want to keep it the other way. And I think we're also going to turn on the...
Dear God, there's the night one.
On the... Oh, okay, let's... Okay, this is just the growing pains here. Let's see if I can change it this way here. There we go. No, I want it the other way. Like this. Alright guys, as you're watching, this is just my learning growing pains on all of this. I'm going to keep it like this, I think, and hope this works, because that's how I like it working better. It is just asking me to go on a different way here, but we're going to ignore that, and hopefully we can fix that along the way there. We got the lights on, and you can see me a lot better now, so that's alright-ish. Anyway, welcome to this episode of Epic Integrity Interviews. It's been quite some time since I was last on here, but we're heading into the downtown portion, downtown Calgary that is, and we're going to be talking on the theme of integrity because that's a theme that's near and dear to my heart. It's a theme that I've been focusing on for quite some time. I am recording this also on a GoPro beside my phone over here, and so hopefully this will be an episode I can edit later with better sound quality because I'm using mic as well. Along the way, the fun part about all this is we have no idea what to expect as we head into the nightlife. It is currently, I'm not sure what time, maybe 10:30ish? I'm just checking the watch here. Oh, it's almost 11 o'clock. So we'll probably go for a good couple of hours here and see what kind of experiences we can have alongside others as we explore integrity and the challenges, especially for young men with integrity. I really don't like that rotate device piece though, because it makes me think that I might have issues on YouTube whereby you guys maybe watch me sideways, which isn't really ideal, but I apologize if that's the case. If you're watching on your phones, just turn your phones and you'll see how it works a little bit better that way. But I love these moments because we usually don't have an idea of what is going to come, but I think what I do have by way of confidence is the kind of experience it's going to be, and the kind of experience I imagine. There's a sense of confidence in which I approach these kind of engagements. The approach for me is it's going to be a good time. That's like my baseline. I'm going to have a great time. I come with this sort of expectation. So even though I don't know what we're going to talk about, what kind of conversations are going to arise, it's going to be epic. And that part for me makes it so worthwhile. And so, welcome. I appreciate you guys coming along for this. Like I say, the unknown in life sometimes is the scary part, isn't it? The unknown where you're like, what's around the corner? Like, we want to know, right? We want to be able to experience and say, hey, this is like what to expect. But when we don't know what to expect, it can be a little bit disconcerting unless you're fairly confident and comfortable with the unexpected, and that's what I'm aiming for too. So this is going to be brilliant. I'm looking forward to this. But let's see if I can engage some folks along the way here. Let's see if these guys are up for it. You guys have a few moments for a quick interview? Just a very quick interview. The theme is on integrity, and the question is, what are the challenges for young men with integrity today?
He's just the guy that's good. No.
Okay, let me ask first and foremost, introductory question. What does integrity mean for you guys?
It is to keep your principles.
I liked it.
Yeah, to keep your principles and to have principles and to live for it.
Yeah, I like that. So that's
Okay.
a good starting place. Is there a plethora or like an abundance of integrity in the world today, or is it like something that is scarce? What do you think, darling?
I really don't know.
Yeah, sure. Okay, when you see the world today, do you think you are inspired by the amount of integrity people in general have?
Depends sometimes. Some people, they can be inspiring for like specific things. But no, for sure. Because not everyone can act the same way.
Okay, would you say that there's a majority of folks in the world today who are really good and amazing with integrity?
The majority. If the majority is maybe not. Might be.
And then I'm more specifically interested, no offense, my dear, in young men. What are the biggest challenges in your guys' perspectives with young men and integrity?
Sorry, I don't have any more.
That's okay. I appreciate this. And your name, Tyler. My mind has been your
My name is Mateus.
Mateus?
Yeah.
I like that. There's not very many Mateus.
It's a Brazilian name.
Yeah. Translation, Matthew?
Maybe yes. Yeah.
Okay. And you are?
Maria.
Steve?
Maria.
Daria. Another name I'm unfamiliar with. Nice to meet you. And your silent comrade?
Sorry, Luis.
Luis, I so appreciate your input. It was so like profound. Thank you for your moments, guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thank
See
you.
you guys again. Okay, cheers. Sometimes the topic, the theme of integrity is it's one that people don't feel like they have familiarity with, perhaps because we don't talk about it often enough. And so one of the things I appreciate about what I'm doing is we get to actually start broaching this conversation and start thinking through the implications of why we should be having this conversation a lot more. And so, along those lines, I hope that not only the conversations I have with people unexpectedly on the road are going to be helpful and serve them well, but also that they might conversations and those experiences to say what this looked like and then going forward. So that's part of my intention and my main aim. Hopefully along those lines, and shift along the way. Guys, I'm about to head into downtown here. This is part of the city that I really enjoy walking through because there's so many people. Like, I like being in the midst of like lots of people. So we're gonna walk through the main stretch. This is the area we call Stephen Avenue or 8th Avenue, and it's primarily pedestrian. There's 2 blocks over there. This is where the concentration of most of our nightlife happens. This is like one of the few areas in the city where most of this really happens. And yeah, I like being in these settings. Again, a huge part for me that I watch for is where can I intersect with others who are out at the means of having a good time and open to engage in conversation. That's sort of the thing that I'm watching for as I go along the way here. But as I walk in the midst of all this, this is exciting just because there's a sense of expectancy of like the unknown. And I'm so looking forward to what could be here. Let me see if I can engage a couple of these guys here. Gents, hello. I guess those guys are not inclined to being on camera, which is totally okay. One of the things I really appreciate is being able to say, is there a way that we should have consent as part of this piece too? So I necessarily don't want to push people who are not inclined to be on camera this way. It is a big opportunity. How's it going?
Great,
Do you
thanks.
have a couple of moments before we get on
I've got a
camera?
couple of moments for you.
Awesome, I appreciate it. Are you guys here okay being on camera?
I am, yes.
Oh, awesome, brilliant. I'm going to honor your wish not to be.
It's all good, thank you.
Really meet you first, though.
Liz.
Liz, my name is Vinny. How are you?
Great, thanks. Nice to meet you.
The question I'm asking is, what are the biggest challenges honesty, and I think that's the way to go, but it's going to come. I don't think that the popular way people always just want to take easy street. That's right, yeah.
Why would they want to live in it?
I do believe some people still have morals and integrity and honesty, and I feel like there's something really validating about being able to lay your head down and fall at night and feel like you can do it. Tough to say. I think that's a really good integrity means making every choice that I make in my life with pure, honest, and good intentions at the moment that I make it, then I will never go wrong. That's what my stay gold on my knuckles means. Oh!
You get that.
Oh, like 12. Started getting tattoos, wanted to get some more. Yeah, that meant something. That was very important. That's right.
If they were young, I mean,
Look for a role model that has the things that you want in life and ask them how about it. Nice to meet you.
that was really cool. Okay. Very meaningful, and there are so many different angles that people approach this from, and so I appreciate, but one of the biggest things I appreciate is those different vantage points that people approach this from, and saying, here's what could be, here's why this is important, so I really value that. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys can hear me on the other end there. The camera is a little bit further away from me. So those on the YouTube live stream, I'm going to remind myself to speak towards the camera so you guys can catch my sound waves. Of course, the microphone is catching most of my voice, which is going to be on the edited version a little bit later. But in the meantime, I'm going to remind myself to face the camera with my interviewees and help you guys out. Okay, we're right in the midst of downstairs tonight to show you this amazing kaleidoscope. Isn't this like beautiful down here? Like, oh, if you could only see all around. You know, see if I can do an aerial here. There is up ahead a beautiful view of what we call the telescope. Let me see if I can just swivel around this way so you can see it way up there. Can you see it right above my head? I think that building is just one of our gorgeous landscapes that we have on the way. Let me just introduce you a couple guys here. Guys,
You're on TikTok, right?
I am on TikTok. You see me there.
Yep.
Once upon a time?
Sorry?
Is that like years ago?
Yeah, that was like
What did you recognize?
Sorry?
What did you recognize?
You
I did do Uber. Yeah. Okay, but like, how did you recognize me? Was my face? Was the bow tie?
I met you before actually on Walmart.
No way.
Years ago.
You have a couple moments to get on my podcast. Yeah? No? No. Okay, I'm gonna honor that. Thanks for letting me know.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, while you're off camera, let me ask you a couple questions, if I may. I'm talking about integrity. I'm talking about integrity, especially for young men. What are your thoughts on integrity? Do you find the young men are doing amazing at it, or are we struggling to collect?
Music
What do you
video?
think? How about that?
Music video?
Music, I don't sing, brother, no.
What's going on?
I'm keeping people with integrity.
Can I?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on in. Hold on. I was just about to ask these guys here. I'll get right back.
What's
to
the
you.
question?
Question. Come on over on this side so you can be on camera with me.
Where? This.
Facing the camera. This way. Here we are. How's it going?
I'm amazing. How are you?
You're not tall at all, are you?
I know, I'm not that tall, man. Guess how tall he is. Guess how tall he is.
6'8".
Close. Close. 6'10". 6'10". Thank you very much.
What are the worst stereotypes about being tall?
How's the weather up there? I get that asked all the time. Other than that, like volleyball or basketball, you know? Which one do you play? It's like,
Does it get old?
it does.
So
yes,
old.
very
That's
old.
I'm not even tall, and I hear it from him.
Yes.
We've been friends since junior high.
So you like put up with this for a while?
Oh, put it up as a fucking understatement.
Okay, the question then, talk about integrity and young men. What are the biggest challenges for young men to live with integrity in your perspective?
Young men.
Yes.
Okay,
How
the big.
about you guys?
Okay, personal question.
Yes.
Young men.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, what's your name first?
My name is Ben.
Nice to meet meet you.
Nice to meet you. I go to school in Ontario, but I live in Calgary.
Okay. Nice.
But just, I don't know if you asked.
And you're
but
not in school yet. Oh, sorry. You're not
I'm in school. I'm going to like my second year.
Of university.
University.
Got it. Not high school.
Not high school.
I'm Harrison, and I'm going to Arizona.
Good thing.
Yeah.
He's going for basketball.
Yeah.
Come on.
Of course, you know.
I wasn't gonna ask. I was not gonna ask.
It's a stereotype, but you know I fit it.
And you're gonna take it, right?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Of course,
All right,
yeah.
so you're both
But advice for young men.
yes, your challenge. Let's start off first before we
Okay. Personally,
yes.
there's a lot of challenge. Okay, there's a lot of challenge going as a young man because, okay, personally, I feel like there people feel that there's like a lot of advantage going as who I am, a white man, right? But I feel like there's a disadvantage, right? Because there's a mindset that thinks that white males are advantage, therefore we're disadvantaged. If that makes any sense.
So because you are privileged, it's harder for you, that's what you're saying.
No, I am privileged.
Yeah.
Of course, right? But because that everyone thinks that, right? I'm privileged. Of course, I will not. Yeah, of course. I will not like go against that, right? But the problem is like no, everyone thinks that, but the thing is like when I present myself as such, I don't get presented as who I am. You know what I mean? And the thing is like, I believe that everyone should be presented as who they are. And there should be no discrimination as race or... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And I see myself as privileged. Of course, I'm a white male, and of course I'm privileged, right? And of course, like I see others as who are not privileged. Of course.
There's more to me than my power.
Yeah, exactly. And I personally is there's people seeing both sides. You know what I mean? And so I just hope that one day they just see nothing. You know what I mean?
But you for who you are.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So that's
Let me
basically
get back to you, Ben.
I mean, I agree, like, basically what he's saying, like, of course, like, people getting discriminated against, they should definitely shine more than people that aren't. But, like, race and color and stuff should be, I think it should be, like, overlooked versus the personality of who you are as an individualist. Like, basically represent who you are. It shouldn't be about, what's your race, what's your culture, basically, like, who you are as a person. I think just like integrity as representing who you are as like yourself, being true to yourself, not conforming to like what's popular or like what society is like outlining for yourself, just being who you are. I think that there should be like no norms, just represent yourself as like who you are.
yeah, no, authenticity in my opinion, who you are, right? Like, you know, your values, your morals, everything, right? But your values, right? Is what do you think is right? You know what I mean? Like if you're walking across the street, you see garbage on the ground, you're gonna pick it up. You know, that's your values, right? But your morals and what do you think is right, like that's totally different and I don't know. Like that's basically what I gotta say.
I love what you're saying. I like what you're saying because you're saying, hey, be who you truly are.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. I couldn't say that, but you said it. That's perfect.
So, for young guys, this cop is fucking here on purpose, isn't he?
Yeah, no,
Cheers for a second. Yeah. Okay, so, the question again is, for young men like your age category, what are the biggest challenges for
living with integrity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you think
In my personal opinion,
yeah.
you just have to live with who you are. Okay? Like, look, like you have your own morals, you have your own values. You have to be confident with who you are, and that's my personal opinion. Is you have to live. That's how you are, you know. And I mean, okay, you obviously need to learn as you go, you know. And that's the thing. It's like your opinions and your values are not going to be right all the time, and you need to learn that fact, right? And then, but you need to grow with that, of course, right? So.
My question is, why does Harrison disagree with you?
Why does
I don't know. I feel like you have the same views as like to like represent yourself, be true to yourself. I feel like nowadays people just control society, especially the social media and stuff, to try and like blend in as much as possible. But I feel like people should represent themselves as much as possible in a positive way.
No, like I said, you should live your own values and morals, but as long, like, and this is my opinion, think about this out of
I'm not going to this rule. I appreciate it.
and I'm glad you do. But if you are bad upon other people, right? Like you should live upon yourself, right? But if you are like bad upon other people, I can't. I'm bad at other people. Yeah.
Thank you. Let me help you a little bit along here. If there were young guys who were saying, I'd like to do this better, but I'm trying to figure out how to start thinking, what would you guys suggest they consider beginning?
Well, the first thing I would say is, do you think this is right? And you know what I mean? It's like, do you think this is right? And like, that's a great question. And if they think about it, if they think no, obviously not, right? But if they think yes, okay, look for it, right? But then also look at the impact you have upon other people. You know what I mean? Because that's the biggest thing. Is like, what impact are you having on other people? And that's the biggest thing, right? I'm having a hard time like just trying to. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I feel like young males a lot like to contribute and like if they see something out of the norm, they like to like hate on it. It's not too much a lot of hate. But I feel like understanding that people have other views and other opinions, and like, I feel like that's important to understand that okay, they have their own views, so they have their own opinions, they like other things, then that's fine. I feel like a lot of people like to contribute to hate and stuff and be like, oh, I'm blending in, I'm hating on this person's ideas or opinions or trends.
Perfect.
But I feel like everyone needs to respect, okay, they like that, I like this. We don't like the same thing, but it's respectable that they like that and we like this and it's different.
That's the exact thing. It's like certain people like certain things. That's the thing is people don't understand it. I like certain things, you don't like certain things. Let's get along, you know?
Exactly.
Who's that affecting? And that's the perfect thing. Who's that affecting? If that's affecting you negatively, let's change it. But if not, let's live life, let's be happy. And that's like the environment I see. I love you, bro.
And then secondly, you start off with a main point I've never thought about, and that is you want to be seen for who you are instead of the privilege that you kind of embody. White males who are successful, who have education, who have like this traffic lights and money. You're saying, I'm more than like all this. I didn't ask for all this, but I want to be seen for who I am.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
I see you guys
Exactly.
for that, and I
Thank you,
appreciate
yeah.
that. And I want to challenge you as well to like continue to like try to hear your uniqueness, which means come and say who you truly are and make that the capital of the statements. When they think Harrison, they're like, okay, we don't see privilege, we see a management type.
Yeah.
When they think of Ben, they think of Ben always has this moral culture committed to. Make that like the biggest
Okay. Yes, I love that. Like, can I give you hugs?
Absolutely.
Like, you're actually the best, and I appreciate that so much. Because like, as I've been exposed to different perspectives and things like that, it's like, yeah, I understand that I'm privileged, but I don't want to be discriminated because I'm privileged. I want to add to the world as much as I can. I appreciate your perspective. I don't want to like just be like who I am just because of who I am. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I don't know if I did a great job, like explaining who I was trying to
I
be.
thought I think you did a great job. It's just like you had a candid, unchoreographed, genuine, authentic moment, and I love that.
And I love it too. Is there anywhere that I can like?
Follow up
Yeah.
on my YouTube channel. So I'm on live right now. YouTube, my name is Vinyam. I had
Right here, okay.
And essence in art. Art, I'm not your full significant though, but thank you, brother.
No, I totally appreciate like just the fact that we can have this conversation. Like,
I encourage you, always go and with you guys. Go ahead.
of course.
Not only the conversation, but actually.
Yeah, of course.
That's why.
No, and that's the thing. It's like if no one talks about it, who's gonna live it? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I appreciate what you're doing. And I subscribe. I'll watch and maybe I'll comment and we'll talk. Well, I promise. You're from Calgary?
I am.
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Ben. Binyam.
Yes,
Close.
translation of French.
My name is Benjamin.
There you go. Yeah. Nice to meet you as well. Yeah, I know,
You're
right?
super tall. But anyways, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I
It was
agree.
great
Like,
talking. Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it as well. This is like what enriches my followers as well.
of course, just talking to people, right? And that I love that.
Yeah, for sure. Enjoy your evening, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Nice to talk to you.
Different. You guys are amazing.
Have a good night.
Okay, cheers. Bye. That was pretty awesome, wasn't it? Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's the part that, again, I can't plan for. Like, it's engagements like that are unexpectedly, like, you don't know what's coming, and when it does come, you're like, there it is. That was worthwhile. So, here, I'm gonna wait for the light here before I cross. But there's like even more of a crowd. My setup here is sort of like begs the crowd usually. It begs the crowd because we've got the light on, we've got cameras going, and then there's also enthusiastic in their engagement. They want to be a part of this, right? So along those lines, that's where I want to be able to encourage and inspire more conversations along this line here. So this is why so much fun. Guys, let me just turn around here again so you can see this picture behind me. I can't reach the camera from my selfie stick, but check this out. Hello, darling. How are you? Isn't this like one of the most beautiful streets ever? Like, I love the lighting here and the energy and all the people along the way. Oh, it is glorious. And then you see behind me again here. This is like, along those ways. Why this specifically? Well, because I know what it's like after living many years without listening. This is why there are some things that become like really important. There's some things that become really important in life for me, especially because I had to learn the hard way about the importance of it, the importance of living with integrity after a lot of loss, and these lessons that come along that are like really, really important are especially important because I don't want to make the same mistakes again. And I can't help but imagine that there are many who are probably still in that space where they also have that challenge. So what would it look like for me to make these conversations, this scene, this perspective a lot more accessible by encouraging others to actually start thinking about it for themselves. And there'll come an intersection, I believe, as I go along in creating this, where there are some who are like, I'm not actually interested, this is something that I'm wanting to invest my time in, and that's a totally fair thing. There are others, however, who are going to be committed to saying, I want insight, or I want to grow some aspect of this area. If that's the case, what would it look like to be able to make that even more accessible? How's it going, bro? Have a couple of seconds?
Yeah, absolutely.
The question we're asking is about integrity in young men. Do you guys feel we're doing amazing with young men's integrity in general, or are we from somewhere?
I think
Hold on,
Well-
names first. What's your name?
Josh.
Josh.
Josh. Nice
Where are
to
you
meet
from?
I'm from England originally.
I thought you were from China.
Oh, no, I'm not from China. That's all right,
You are from?
I'm from Millerville, Alberta.
That was pretty epic. What's your name, brother?
I'm Will.
Will. Josh, Will, and
Ethan.
Ethan. Nice to meet you, brother.
Good to meet you.
All right, so again, the question about integrity in young men. How well do you think we're doing collectively in integrity?
In young men.
As a whole?
Well, I'm getting on
As
now.
a whole.
I'm getting on a bit. I'm not that young anymore.
Where are you from, by the way?
England.
England, I love it. But here, well, yeah, in general, for young men, we
Well,
I
I think there's been an uprising in the content creators that have been promoting the integrity of the such as David Goggins,
Wait, is this
Chris
going?
Bumstead, that
Is
kind of
this,
thing.
is this going on TikTok?
On YouTube and TikTok.
What up, TikTok? What up, YouTube? Subscribe, like, enjoy the video, guys.
Oh. No, I think you know it's especially after the pandemic and everything. Mental health has been on the I think a lot of content creators realized that and spoke up and started to especially. Oh, I think it's definitely on the uprise, but I don't know it's going to be mental health is definitely not as looked after as.
Would you take as encouragement, Josh?
Yeah.
Biggest encouragement for young men who are interested in living in integrity.
Work hard, do hard things, put yourself in hard situations that challenge your mental health, make you more adaptable to hard situations. Yeah, do a lot of physical exercise. I would say work hard. Do a lot of reading, just make sure you know how to be able to adapt to it. So that can test your mental health. Thank you, you as well. Oh yeah, I live here, so I'm just out for a birthday.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for later.
Yeah. You can find it's on YouTube, Biniam. You can find Biniam.
Let me spell it?
Alright, lad, we're leaving. Come on.
Okay. Hold on.
Time to go.
Hold on.
You giving them your snap? Time to go.
Why? Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, thanks, guys.
Hey, have a good day.
Happy birthday to whoever. Like I said, it's always fun when you run into others who are saying, I want to be a part of this, even if they haven't thought through. A part of this whole commitment is that desire to encourage others to start thinking about it, because it's rare when you can understand where a person is at in their context, in their experience. It's rare when you can intersect with where someone is really in that point in their life that they're like most open to this kind of engagement that can transform their experience. So that's I think what I really appreciate in the midst of all this is how can we be a catalyst? That's a good word for it. How can we be a catalyst in encouraging others towards this destination? How can we encourage others to start considering what this means? I've been reading a lot on into what it means to be financially literate. Being financially literate, for example, is a huge part of preparation. How can you prepare in advance, and how can you plan for the long term? And I would say, along the same ways, being a better person is along the same theme as well. Like, how can you be a better person by investing while you can in this setting of how can I work on those personal things inside me that enable my moral compass to continue to increase and get better? How can I invest in what it means to think well? How can I think along the lines of how to engage with those around me where, like the one lady at the beginning, Liz, was saying, you can put your hand on your pillow at the end of the day and say, I have clarity of conscience. It's a beautiful thing when you have that aspect where you are like, where there's like, everything has happened in such a way where you're like, having no remorse. That's a beautiful thing when you have that. So, that's what it looks like. Like I say, it's very eye-catching when people see me perform. And I appreciate that kind of attention, but all this is for a reason to say, is there a way that we actually experience what could be? And I love the idea that this usually starts off in the realm of ideas. I like beginning at this vantage point of talking about ideas because it's me to talk about ideas of what could be. That's what starts living inside our minds. We start hashing it on saying, does this actually make sense? Does this hold water? Does this translate? And the things that we find like the things that we find compelling are the ones that eventually start to seep into our psyche and our conscience in a transformative way that enables us to say, okay, this is really good. This is something that I want to act on. So that's why I love playing and dabbling in the realm of ideas, because as we do that at the beginning, then it translates to another realm which enables us to say, how can this actually translate in such a way that it can transform? Ideas are powerful. Ideas are super powerful.
Yeah, you know what it is, man.
Ideas are super powerful because the more you give time and emphasis to a certain idea, the more it actually transforms the way you what could be, and so that's like really a part of it all. So yeah, that's what I find really compelling and engaging. So, oh my goodness. It's a lovely thing when you can be in the midst of people and acknowledge their existence and have time to exchange ideas and influences. It's such a beautiful thing, I feel. So that's what makes it all so beautiful. Let me show you again that building here that I was talking about. It is right behind me here. Can you see it? If I bring the camera like way down here. Look at that building. Isn't that like glorious? It's like magnificent. And then if I turn it this way here, you'll be able to see the Calgary Tower way up there. And that is, these are some of the cornerstones of our city that make our city so delightful and beautiful in a way that, makes me love being around this city here. It's just, yeah, it's like my hell yes. So I appreciate that immensely. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying this live stream so far. What an interesting concept, recorded video. I usually like doing recorded videos as opposed to live streams because then I have access to the video footage afterwards and I can edit it. And when I edit, I don't necessarily do a lot of edits, aside from making sure the volume levels are pretty good and also ensuring, in addition to the volume levels, like I'll probably add some nice music in the background, which I really enjoy and appreciate, because when that happens, like, I like the idea of having a soundtrack in life. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this or felt this, but the soundtrack where the power of music can really move you and compel you and put you in a certain mood and vibe. So I like putting some music in the background of my interviews with people because it just enhances and makes it a lot more sweeter. And that part, hello.
How's it going, sir?
Good, thank you. Well, my job, if only they realize I'm not getting paid yet for this. Eventually I'll get paid. But as far as the editing goes, I don't do a lot of cuts. I include all the ums and ahs because those are just the moments that we all sort of experience along the way. And I don't begrudge that. I don't begrudge that at all. Because that is life in real. Like, we don't get an edited past. My past is pretty messy. My past is pretty like, I'm not proud of a lot of things that have happened, but that's part of the story. And I've learned to own my story. And in the same vein, I live in the present, and I like sharing the present moments with others. And so when I do record, I don't do a lot of cuts as much as I just want to make sure that audio is good, video is good, and the rest is basically, as you'll watch my videos, very candid and it progresses, just as is. And probably one of the reasons why I've seen quite a few of the comments from past content that says this action passes the vibe check test, which means this is real life happening here. It's not like, it's not staged, it's not planned in advance, and that's what I really appreciate. But when you contrast like those recorded videos that I usually refer to live stream, there's no way that I could like just say, okay, let me just plan this in advance. This is just like in the moment, right? So there's an even deeper added layer of here's how things are progressing in the moment. So that's really cool. It does take a bit more investment because I had to like type a few things in so you guys understood what the live stream is about. And you also get some real feedback in the moment of what's happening from those who are chiming in, which I appreciate too. But it is still content stuff that shares moments, like genuine moments of Tony coming together, and that for me is so meaningful, so meaningful. We're just walking away from the downtown at the moment, and I'm walking to another section. This is First Avenue. There's a bit of a busy stretch. From First Avenue, we're going to jump on to 17th. 17th is our other major hotspot where people love and there's sure to be people there. Hopefully there are some along the way there who are open to interviews and being on camera as well to share some of their thoughts. What I really appreciated about our time with Ben and Harrison, I really appreciated that they were young men who were actually interested in exploring the theme of integrity. And I don't think it should be surprising that young men are interested in the theme of integrity, but it is a really encouraging thing when you consider that for many young men who perhaps are struggling in this realm, many young men who are struggling in this realm, it is one of those things whereby those who are ready are wanting to explore it and have conversations about it, and hoping that as a result of that conversation they are more mindful of it, they're more committed to it in their progression forward of how they can experience it on a more ongoing basis. I also love the point that they're bringing. I think there's something there. I'm not a white man, so I can't speak that kind of personally. However, I do think.
Shut up! Hi! Can we be in?
You can. Yes. Are you willing to be a part?
Yeah, I'm okay with being on the camera.
Here is the question I'm asking.
Yes.
Integrity and young men. How well are young men doing with integrity in general? You can be part if you like, brother.
I would absolutely, yeah.
Hold on, let me learn your names first, if I may. You are?
I'm Massa.
Massa, nice to meet you.
Nice to
You
meet
are?
you.
Jake.
Jake, how do you do? Nice to meet you.
Griffin.
Griffin. I was going to guess Griffin.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. You want to come behind me here?
Sure.
I'm just facing the camera so my audio goes in there. And you, my dear, are?
I'm Maria.
Maria, nice to meet you. So the question is, young men and integrity, how are we all doing?
How would you define integrity?
Yeah.
That's a great starting point. Let's start off with what does integrity mean to you guys?
I would say like how you carry yourself, you know, how you present yourself to the world,
How you
treat other people, yeah.
It could be negative or positive.
Yeah.
How can you be negative?
I feel like if vibes kind of you give off
Yeah.
could be bad. I'm really bad at
Is it possible
explaining.
to have bad vibes and have integrity?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have like a mission, a set goal, kind of like who you are, what you're trying to do, but you can still do it.
Gotcha. So it's the way you carry yourself. What about morals? Is that play a part of integrity or not?
I would say so.
The
Yeah.
morals don't match.
Yeah, I feel like if you're lacking in morals, you're lacking in integrity. Yeah, it's a one-way street, you know?
Okay. Is it possible to have integrity without morals?
I don't believe so,
No,
no.
okay, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then young men in integrity, now we're getting better. How are we doing? I'd love to hear from you, female first, and then we'll get to the next one. If you guys are such old men, you
Oh,
No, yeah.
things to say, right?
I think for the younger generation, there's some good integrity, some good vibes. It definitely depends on parenting and stuff like that. But I think Gen Z, me being a Gen Z, I think it's a good change. Just welcoming and stuff.
So
For
you're
like,
optimistic.
yeah, I definitely am.
In general, do you think we're doing amazing, or are we starting to be flexible in general?
I think we could work on it a bit, definitely.
But you're seeing some silver lining.
Yes,
How did
definitely.
that make you feel?
You know, I'm just going to say I'm quite opposite on the spectrum.
Let me hear.
I feel like most men honestly have pretty bad integrity. I feel like nowadays it's a lot more rare, especially like relationship wise. Like you always hear girls talking shit like this guy ain't shit or whatnot, and people be the nice guy I said be like you see a bad thing nowadays. At the same time, it's more desirable than not. I don't know, it's just my thoughts on it. Yeah, right?
Me personally, I also have to agree with that just because based on, like, I'm hearing a lot more kids form out like this, like, these, like, alt-right pipelines with, like, entertain, you know, us,
Right.
my brother and such. It's just one of those things where it's like, I see them fall down it, and then they lose their lack of, like, empathy, you know?
Sure.
They lose their empathy for everything, you know? Yeah.
Okay, so what is the biggest challenge for young guys with integrity? You as well, too. You're optimistic, which I appreciate, especially as a female. That's weird.
I would say so.
But nonetheless,
Sorry, so what's the
the
question?
question is, what are the primary challenges for men in general when they struggle with integrity?
I feel it's like understanding how far you can go. Some definitely will push a little too far on boundaries and stuff like that. But I don't know. Like I definitely want to say that if you just talk about it, you'll understand that most of the time they're not trying to actually have that intention. That they're just trying to be themselves or do what they want, and they just don't understand that. And that's why I feel like maybe it's just because I'm an over-understanding person, but I feel like if you just talk about it, then for the most part, everybody has good vibes.
It should be amazing if you just talk about it.
Exactly.
But you think that they communicate well.
Well, every person I've talked to, if I'm talking to them, I have always made them talk essentially because I'm asking them. Yeah.
You get it out of there.
Sorry.
You get it out of there.
Yeah.
Which is
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I would say like with modern day men, especially with like education,
Yeah.
feelings and bring that out, I would say it's a lot less common. And I would say like something like to say your feelings, be like not to be a man almost. So I would say that would be more of a struggle.
That's one of the primary challenges you see. Is international
Of course. Otherwise you'd be seen as like a bitch. To be like, yeah, right? I would say so. That's my opinion.
almost being masculine.
Yeah, I would say so.
Appropriately or inappropriately? Is that a good thing or not a good thing?
I would say it comes with both benefits and negatives.
Yeah.
I would say it builds stronger men, but also it can build weaker men. And then it can also cause problems for men down the line with depression, money, and anxiety. Cause relationships with both friends and family and like personal like that. Right? Yeah.
Walking along 61 and Sam, I would say, like, a lot of these issues could just be figured out from just, like, being real, being forward, being about yourself, you know, rather than hiding behind these, like, ideas of being, you know, man, you need to provide, be utility, something like that, which is a great thing to be. Man or man, women, anything in between can be all that, and it's a great thing to be, but you don't have to be that, you know? It's an idea of, like, you can feel, you can emote, you can have emotions, you can be sad, you can be angry, but there's just ways to vent that and feel emotion, you know? You gotta feel. That's the core issue. You gotta feel. You can't just like build up a wall and try and like ignore it, you know? That's the biggest issue. Yeah.
Even though it's not true, but it's actually definitely
I would say just based off like, it's one of those things where, like everyone's like, you know, especially emotions, everyone's, but it's still one of those things where it's still a leap of faith to take. It's like you know you will most likely have a share, but it's that 1% that you're still just like a little bit off of that. Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's more than, I would say it depends what emotion is being courageous. If you're sad about something or insecure, that would be not a manly thing, I would say. And I feel like anger more so is more justifiable for men. Yeah.
First question for you guys specifically is a little harder. How much of your brain space, if you consider like a pie, is given to how do I move this?
That's like, it's the way I define I say integrity is, like being a good person yourself. So it's like you want to make a good impact. You don't want to be that guy that makes everyone stay with you.
I hear it.
So that's like one of the things that
You know, it's like be a nice personal goal, but that's all the cap is on saying probably like 30-25% because bad emotions influence your life.
My name's Maria.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Okay, one more question. I'm going to start with you, Maria.
Do I what, sir? No, I have not. Oh my gosh, there's so many songs made about me. Everybody sings them to me.
Okay, so question is, what is the proper suggestions you give someone to like better, but I don't know how to start thinking about it?
Definitely just be honest. Like the first thing you can do is just be like, hey, I'm really new to this. I don't know how to express my feelings. Like just starting with that like right away, and then just saying how you feel, say the situation, whatever it is. Like even if you seem angry about it, just like sit down and be like, hey man, like I'm upset right now. I'm gonna put this weight on you, and just like let it out. Most girls, we're all very emotional. We are more than welcome to support you in all of that, and you just gotta communicate, be yourself. Yeah.
And what does that mean to you as a woman?
Well, I would say I surround myself with some pretty fantastic people. But it's just I find like outgoing, communicative people are great. You really got to connect to them because most people, and also if they've been through a lot of trauma, they don't want to just open up. So it takes time. You got to be really patient with it. But I think there's definitely help.
I would say for men and try and open up, I'd say you can throw things. I would say most insecurities are happening on the person being seen as a specific way. So I would say obviously that's my friend, and even then it's going to be slow and difficult, but once that person can come along, I think lots of things still will be hitting them in the end because you're going to be seen as that bitch. So yeah, I don't know, I think it just will take a lot of time. I think with that, for a guy like you can't get into being pushing women and being disrespectful. I don't think it's can be not for a long time, but I think it can get. Yeah.
Bottom line, just gotta say communication with people. No one ever, you can't read a person's face on their face and body language. You know, you could, but you never really truly know what's going on until you just ask. And it's one of those things where it's like, there's always that 1% chance of, you know, maybe something might go wrong. Maybe something might just like screw you off your path and like screw your whole day up. But at the end, each step is, you know, each step you can trip, you know. So you got to take a risk no matter what. And no matter what leaps you got to take, it's better to take a leap than not to take. Because then you'll be stuck in the same spot. You can't move.
Sorry guys. On pages like this, you are inspiring me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a really fun time.
Oh, photobomb.
Look at this. You guys know what we're talking about?
No.
Okay. Just take a wild guess. people here. What do you think we're talking about?
6 young people. Sex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Woo! What a photo bomb.
That's amazing.
Right. You're talking. Okay, so yeah,
Join the conversation.
talking about economics
Economics.
or sex.
Oh! Again, here is stereotype, right? Okay, I guess that's a shot. What were we talking about last time?
I was thinking a little earlier.
That's okay.
I know we were talking about, but I don't know the word that
Integrity.
Thank you. That's
Integrity.
Young people, young men specific, which is like the last thing we were talking about, right? Amazing. Yeah, so we're just talking about that. Just talking about this amazing kind of conversations with young people, but integrity is not expected at all. Sure. And it's amazing. The young people who are committed to being their heart, living that's what we're just talking about.
Which is unusual.
And guys, Lily. Thank you for being so young in your conversation. Photo bomb for your session. Here's the thing.
It's a good photo bomb.
This happens opposite each other. It's usually like you guys meet and then young people come in. So I love that you were referring there. It's so Lily, why Lily?
And Rosie's we gotta go. Sorry.
Just a quick one.
Why is it unexpected? Okay. Wait. Well, because I think and they don't, their generation is telling us to work hard. They work hard to get, whereas now it's I go crazy. Expected so I've gone to everybody's but I'm just saying it's unfortunate because we probably spoil our kids too much. True that. Guilty. Guilty. Yeah. Hey, so what I think you should spank your kids because they need you. I've spanked my kids. Lily, let's go. Edit that, Lily. Have fun, guys.
But
Thank
thank
you
you.
for joining.
Have a good night.
Come on.
You killed it.
Awesome move tonight. I appreciate you as well.
Shay, I wanted to forgive you for interrupting our conversation off music. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, people.
Honestly, like, when we watch this, it's like we really don't
What's your channel?
so
On YouTube? You gotta type that down.
You gotta repeat that.
I've been for yeah, so remember that.
Sorry.
Oh, that's so
There we go. Oh, yeah.
How long have you been doing these interviews? And are you from Calgary?
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, we're all from Calgary. So. It rhymes. It rhymes.
You got the yes right. You got the yes
Somewhat
right.
rhymes.
Yeah.
That is me.
You have a
Have a
lovely
good night.
I love your bow tie, by the way. I love it.
Like, we'll find out the dance floor.
We're gonna see you guys.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Love you guys.
Take care. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Sorry, guys.
Yo! What's
That was really amazing, wasn't it? Oh, that was really good. That was meaningful, especially because the transformative element is when you are considering what this could look like for others. Do you these are the conversations that make it so worthwhile for me. Oh, I feel so enriched as a result of being on the other side of that conversation. And what an epic thing where like these ladies who are older than we are come and put a bomber session, which is pretty awesome. How's it going? Oh, goodness. So, all that to say, so it's gonna get a little loud here, by the way. We're just moving in towards some loud music here. But I'll just kind of pause in the midst of it there. Oh. I'm usually like leery about walking through these sections because this is probably copyright music, and I'm probably gonna walk through these sections. So I don't want to have music like recognize the music and then like I don't drive on the phone. But nonetheless, we're moving on. This is another really busy section here. This is where the younger type like you guys just and
Is this CPD?
it's not CPD. All right, let me hang out.
Wait, what? We want to do
Okay,
it.
are you guys ready for the question?
Yes.
Integrity and young men. How are we doing for integrity?
Wait, I have a good answer.
Integrity and young men. How are we doing? Inspired by how young men
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
And if you were to speak to young men who are trying to figure out how to do better, what would you say?
Can I ask a question?
Right here. The question is, young men and integrity, how are we doing?
Not good.
Why is that?
Because men are It's okay. Not all men.
What would you say are the biggest points that young men work on?
Loyalty. That you would never done. Loyalty and communication.
Loyalty, friendships, relationships with men.
Just like in general, I feel like men just don't know how to stick up for women, and they don't recognize secure their leadership, and they also don't know how to communicate with their women. Oh! Yes. Yes. I have lots of guy friends and everything, but it's just, where's the camera?
That's a nice little setup.
That's a good answer. Just be a lot more honest, I guess. And yeah, it's super easy. It's hard.
It is so hard to be something real.
Are you taking that?
It's so hard.
I feel like it should be easy,
Everyone in Calgary is becoming.
but
It's
for
literally
girls, I think it's
like a small trunk.
Guys,
And it drives me crazy.
And respect women. Yeah, respect women. Caitlin. Yes, you know me, right here.
And I think it's very interesting. So I'm very
Yes, you too. Thank you. Thank you. Do we get paid for this shit? No, I
If you ask, I'd imagine
What's with the bow tie?
it's like out of the ordinary. I like bright colors and I like blue ties.
Forget about it.
Along the lines there again is what would it look like for us to commit in this way? Encouraging Caitlin, for so many they've already stuck
go with the crowd. It's so easy to get lost in that muddle, right? It's so easy to get lost in that muddle where committing to and following through on being distinct and different is not easy. So that's my huge encouragement, is to say it is worthwhile swimming against the
This is
grain.
why I ate shit so many
And
times.
so, yeah, I love pushing against the current and encouraging others to join. It takes a lot of energy. Hey, bro. How are you? There's so much interest in a few minutes of being seen. And I love it because I want to see people. I want to acknowledge their existence. I want to say, you are worthwhile the space you take up. That's like brilliant. And so that's one of the beautiful things about being able to share these moments with others as well.
You look like Carpe.
No, this commitment brings to the fore my intense commitment to going down well. So, there's just a sense internally of satiation, being in the right place at the right time because of what we're committing ourselves to. This conversation, this engagement, this encouragement for many to be able to like commit along this way is it is just so necessary and important, I think. And so
I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know.
The interesting observation as we go through these areas here where there's lots of traffic coming up here, traffic and an amazing good time.
Yo!
How's it going?
Do you want to
Yeah.
please? An interview. What's it for?
So the
What's it
question,
for?
question is, yes, young men and integrity, how are we doing?
Young, who the fuck?
Integrity?
And
Who
integrity.
the fuck is young man integrity? I don't fucking understand.
I got you.
What the fuck?
Integrity is number one priority, right?
Yeah, I'll say so. How are young men doing that?
As long as they don't got this goal,
Yeah.
not that good.
Those that don't have a goal are not man.
If they have this goal,
This goal,
then you
get the next round.
Brother, shall I give you my voice?
Where my phone is.
I think so.
I love your.
I think
Can I take that?
They wanted to find out.
Do you have something else? I want this souvenir.
And my attention.
Yo, what is this going on Instagram or
On YouTube.
about?
Please ask me because
You're on YouTube?
Alright, go.
Can I share my app? Will you share with everyone else? Okay, everyone. And zoom out. You know, like the headbang, the energy inside.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be like the energy. I'm Claire. My Instagram. Underscore CLAIRE LEONARD. And not vaping.
It's not a big. Yeah.
That's whack as fuck. That is super. I still take that.
He's just going around recording drunk people.
Yeah.
No, I'll give you the red one because you're going to the red one.
Mihian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep the bow tie.
Okay. You should go interview those people over there.
Yeah,
They're really
everyone's
fun.
so fucked
They're
up.
funny. They're amazing. We dance with them on the dance floor. They said something really fucked up about them fucking at Brandy. Like, it's so fucking weird. You should go over there and talk to them and ask them about it. Yeah. You have a really good night, but you should definitely
good night.
interview them.
One of the questions I was asking when I was driving for Uber is, do I get frustrated with the drunk people that come into my cab, for example? And I always say no, because these are still people at the very heart of it. They're having a good time. They may have some struggles along the way, but that doesn't diminish the worth at all. And I really
value those engagements where I can actually connect with people. Regardless of even as a big player in the game, they're worthwhile. They're so worthwhile. I think it's really critical and important to help you understand why I'm so committed to connecting with wherever you're at. For me, like, it's not about like how smart you are, it's not about how insightful or how good you are or how handsome or beautiful you are. It's a lot more about who are you as a person and how can I see you
Right there. Right?
that's a huge part. That's a huge part that communicates a person's life. I don't like playing favorites. Playing favorites to me is something that does not do it at all. In fact, I think when you play favorites is good value. I like getting to the part where you're able to
Yo, Brady!
help you actually see. Again, they're having a good time, and I don't begrudge them at all. Like, there's something to be said about sharing moments as individual people, especially where they're at, you know. And I think it's an important thing to determine if you have the bandwidth to be able to do so. Hello. Actually, it's important to know if you have the bandwidth to do so, because if you don't, then it's probably not the best place to be. But there's so much that you can share with people around you, with the world around you, in essence, you know. And I really value that kind of investment that says you're worth my time, you're worth my while. Even if you're being goofy, even if you're being silly, even if we probably won't talk about anything meaningful, this is still an important time because you get to be acknowledged for who you are. And that I find so compelling. That's why this is so much fun. So much fun. I appreciate those of you who are watching along the way and participating by sharing this energy, really. I was just remembering back to that young group of people that I got to talk with. Let's see, there was Jade, who wasn't able to stick around for the whole interview, but her friends Griffin and Masa and Maria. There's my short-term memory on display there. But as I was interacting with them, you could really see how they were diving down deep. They weren't rushed. They were actually really kind of considering how... That's okay, you guys. You're all good.
Yeah.
You can really consider, though, how meaningful this conversation was for them, right? They wanted to be part, and they wanted to talk at length about this from their experience, but also to consider how this translates for them, like as they're, sorry about that, how this translates for them as they're going into their own experience in the future. How does it translate for them to walk with integrity, to live with integrity, to have that on their radar in a way that can be transformative? The thing is, in relation to integrity, just because I'm talking about it, focusing on it, exploring it, by no means that I've got this down pat, that I'm doing amazing at this without any issues. The reality is I'm still trying to figure it out myself too. Not figuring it out where I don't know what I'm talking about, figuring it out from a different vantage point whereby I'm figuring it out in a different vantage point whereby I'm asking myself ongoing, how am I doing in this realm of integrity? How am I experiencing it every day? Where am I still struggling with it? What are the points in my day when I am dropping the ball on integrity? How are ways I would continue to grow in my experience of it? And so I'm a fellow traveler along with everyone else. And I may have some insights that others don't have yet because I've spent time on it, but knowledge does not translate to actual action. For me, it really is critical that I'm also asking the same questions that I'm encouraging others to consider in their own experience. That's the critical part. That's the
really meaningful part, and that's what really translates to me is to say, how can we make that happen more? I just realized my bow tie isn't even shifting colors. I'd like it to. Let me just try and give it a moment to do so. 1 sec. This bow tie was given to me by some friends. Yeah, I think that's helpful now. It should be changing. Maybe not yet. Hold on. Yeah, that's a little better. Hopefully it doesn't give anyone some trouble. Hi.
Hey.
Is it changing it? Give me a moment while I check this new flutter. There, now we got it. Colors, which I appreciate. That's what I was hoping for. This bow tie was given to me by some dear friends, and they know my love for bow ties. So the one friend, one dear friend, he got a matching necktie, and I got the bow tie. I think it has a couple of hours of battery life before it sort of peters out, which is alright, I guess. But it's still just as fine. It is a lot of fun.
Yes, I can.
Something I'm wondering about what to do as I consider this series that I started is, where is this going to go when it gets too cold? Like, already we can feel the weather patterns changing here in the city, and that's a little bit sad for us because we really love the warm summers, and these evenings are just ideal and so beautiful, like so gorgeous, like So when it gets cold, I'm not sure exactly what our plans are for this outdoor venture, because right now everyone's out and about and enjoying the warm weather. What happens when it gets too cold? I don't know the answer to that yet, so I'm still trying to figure this out. So I'm still trying to figure out how to experience this better. So if you have any ideas, I'm open to them. The problem with going indoors, like the mall and stuff, is that those are usually private locations, and I've had to get permission, which is really given for these kind of things. However, I don't know, there might be a different context in which we'll have to see how that translates. But that's a problem for a few months' time. In the meantime, I'm going to keep on relishing the fact that we can do this, be available, cross paths with, engage with, and interact with those who we didn't have any plans for meeting at that day because we never had that previous point of connection. So I really love that aspect too.
What are you singing about?
My dear, I'm not singing. I don't sing.
Is that a stream?
This is it's a stream and it's a podcast as well. You guys want to be part?
What is the boat?
Integrity, dear.
Pardon me?
Integrity.
Who wants to be
I am a pillar of integrity.
You're a what?
A pillar of
Oh,
integrity.
pillar. Amazing. And I love that.
Dude, stand up. Give him a talk.
You want to be part of it? Okay. This will be like our live audience right here.
Okay, perfect.
What's your name, if I may?
My name is Jude.
Jude, nice to meet you. I love the shirt.
Thank you. I corrected it. Yeah, I know
Those
the
are
way.
really fine, aren't they?
Oh yeah, it's best.
Cool. The question is, integrity in young men. How are we doing? Are we doing amazing in integrity, or are we fumbling our way?
Most men,
Mostly
not
in
great.
general.
Not great.
Okay.
I think. Oh boy. All right, this is a fun audience.
Because I know you well enough.
I think that most men are able to kind of skate through life without having to worry about their integrity, and they're not held accountable until far too late. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. No.
Oh, you're saying very enthusiastic. Yeah, I've never considered that perspective. So you're saying you get away with a lot in life without having to help them to account.
Exactly. 100%. I believe I'm kind of talking on my ass because I don't know the exact number, but I believe that for most men, they're only really taking care of themselves fully during their early 30s. Most women have to take care of themselves a hell of a lot sooner, and then they end up having to take care of the man in their life. Exactly.
Yes, show the audience. Let us give our little
Okay,
Yeah.
so what are the specific ways in which they're fumbling and getting away with it that isn't helpful?
I think the big thing is the format that a lot of men's relationships, especially between men, exist, becomes very superficial as they grow older. And I think that it's not necessarily on men for that. I think that the way that men's relationships are presented, especially in media, especially in everything that they're brought up in, is inherently pretty toxic and pretty isolating. And a lot of men take that to heart and they don't understand their feelings and get in depth with it as much as they probably should. We as men and we as human creatures, we feel a lot, right? And there's a lot of damage that can be done by going and pushing that under the rug, because eventually all that comes out. And a lot of the time, it feels like that's a destructive way to yeah.
I really admire how much also how you have access to this where it's not just
I think everybody does. I think the big thing is you just kind of gotta look for it. We have the internet. Everything is available. And ultimately, yes, the internet has its pipelines where people will fall into traps of things that just reaffirm what they already believe. But if you're willing to go out there and look at other perspectives, you're gonna find a lot of very interesting things that will make you kind of think about like, oh, the things that I did when I was growing up might not have been really good. And you don't really realize it at the time because you're a kid, right? But the biggest thing is you live and you learn, and by going and watching video essays, reading, anything like that is really beneficial.
What was the catalyst that you put this on your radar? So this is important for me.
Oh God, I think the first one for me was like I was terminally online as a kid, and I had a lot of friends that went down the early alt-right pipeline through like SJW gets pwned compilations and Venture Pro and all that garbage. And I watched as that happened, and I realized that a lot of them were throwing away their relationships for ideas that they thought were right, but they just didn't really know any better. I'm lucky enough that I have a very good relationship with my mother. I have a lot of really strong women in my life. Not a lot of people have that necessarily, so I'm lucky in that regard. But I think the big thing for me was like feeling myself getting caught in those ideas, and then looking at the actual people in those videos and realizing that we're all beautiful little creatures living our own little life. Yeah.
What would be your biggest encouragements for young guys who are like, I'd like to do this better, but I have no idea where to start? Where would you suggest they start their exploration?
Honestly, I think the best thing you can do is rent a few books from feminist authors, read them, watch some video essays. Well, we've been watching a lot of Tara Mooney lately. That's one that Gracie's got me on. And it's
Oh my God, Chris, you got at it.
no, but it's the best thing that you can do is consider other people's perspectives and hear their stories, because that's the realest, most human thing that you can do. A lot of things these days, you look at YouTube and it's all very like, people are presenting, but when you see what people have been through and who they are at their core, you understand that we're all going through the same shit. And the best thing that we can do. Sorry if I swore or anything.
I was going to ask you what that word because I've never heard it.
Okay, it's poop. Yeah.
How about for those who don't read? What would you suggest they think about doing practically? For the doers who are like, I don't read, I don't watch videos, but what can I do to get better at this?
Just look at everybody as people. Like, you take a step back, and ultimately the experiences that you have and anything that you're carrying with you, especially trauma, is something that a lot of people have gone through. And there's support groups for that, and there are public readings that you can do. I love public poetry. That's what they want for me. If people are in Calgary, Inglewood hosts a lot of really nice events. Yeah, just go and look at the world for like how beautiful it is. It doesn't matter if you're religious or not religious. I'm personally not religious. Yeah, and you know, everyone's entitled to that if it gives you purpose. My kind of big thing is like we're all a bunch of cosmic accidents. We're really lucky to be on this earth, and the more that we get to experience everything that's going on around us, the better we can be and the brighter the future will be. Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Last question.
Right on.
Any questions for me?
What was your where's the inspiration of all of this coming from?
Did he disagree with anything? And the bow tie.
Ooh, I do like that. Yeah, is
That's
there
a
anything
great-
where you think that I'm misaligned with your belief system?
Yeah, I like the idea of maybe different perspectives, but I'm inspired by your insights.
Sure.
I really appreciate it. it's almost like you woke up preparing for the thing, or you did. But it means that we've actually thought about this like beforehand. I was just thinking about why I'm doing this, like the mentality. There's decades without living with living and there's a lot of pain and loss as a result. And so that's why I'm doing this. I'm saying, how can we make this conversation more accessible? We were having this conversation with guys.
More women.
Well, this is it.
It's got a
I
lot
had these young people, younger than you guys, they're having this conversation.
Don't
young
fall!
Big gals and guys, and this group of older ladies came to the photobomber session and they told them, here's the irony here. Usually it's young people who are photobombing like the older people's sessions. Here's the old people coming in bombing.
Yes.
And I asked the older folks, do you know what we were actually talking about? And their guess was, you guys were talking about sex or like, you know, stock market or that kind of thing. I said, no, we're actually talking about things.
Right.
That's why it's important.
Definitely. It's fundamentally human, right? Like, it has to do with us at a base level as the little creatures that we are, and that's huge. Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Of course. Jude.
Jude,
J-U-D-E.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Jude. And thank you guys for being such an amazing audience as well.
You know what? We love hearing Jude's perspective.
I
We
know.
love hearing his perspective.
I can see why.
He's lovely.
They keep me
Has a
around.
very good insight on everything.
What's the background to your guys' friendship?
So this guy just recently
Wait,
joined our
maybe you
friend
should let
group.
Grace
Yeah.
speak
Do
on
you want
it.
to come up,
Okay.
or do you want to?
Why don't you take the floor?
So you can
I
move it up here.
Okay.
You guys want to be off camera still?
Yes, actually, I'll just.
He's anonymous.
So
Okay, we're gonna watch Jude while he hears feedback from his
Jude over
friends.
here is Grace's
Partner?
partner right now. He's her partner,
Yes.
and we are her best friends. And we are including him in our friend group.
Yeah.
And he has a very great perspective into, you know, like almost a not even a super new way of thinking, but you know, a new perspective, which is always awesome.
Are you talking about new perspective as far as guys go, or just in general?
Guys, genuinely.
Okay.
Because a lot of guys in our friend group don't have the same perspective as Jude.
What's the biggest?
They're turning around.
But here, what's the biggest difference in the way he thinks versus guys in
Oh
general?
God.
As from a female's perspective.
No, I didn't make that.
I can almost
It's new
understand what
compared
you're...
to any other guy in our friend group. Yeah, we agree.
Yeah, but I can't speak up to what you said.
Let me see what you thought
You
on
agree, though?
this, because you just said them. You know what they're talking about. Here, let me grab the microphone first. They just said there's a difference in the way that you think from most guys. And what are we talking about?
I think the big thing is I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I think that I'm just a piece of something rather than a whole. Like ultimately, we as a society, we're all little puzzle pieces, right? And I think that it's dangerous if you think that you're something that's all encompassing, and I think that's a trap that a lot of people fall into, where they're living their story as the main character, when ultimately, I mean, like, we're all just like side characters in the whole thing, and
I'm main.
I would say I'm made too.
as you should be. Like, I think
I think it's time
the
to
problem is
think
when
yourself
men
as a
say
side
that,
character.
right? Like,
See if you disagree with this one. There's a word I've come to like called interdependent. So it includes a component of being dependent and
Right.
independent.
right.
So,
Yeah, I think that's huge, especially when it comes to relationships. I think a lot of people fall into codependence, right? And finding your own worth in yourself and then being able to broadcast that to others is super important. Yeah, no, I love it. Good word, good word. That's a 10-point in Scrabble right there.
I love it. You're not corny at all either.
Oh, I'm so corny. I love my dad. He gave it all to me. All of my jokes are dad jokes.
I'm just setting you up here, right?
A little bit. It's good. I used to work in like social media management, so I used to live stream and stuff. So I miss the camera. This is great.
Well, my encouragement then is you have more conversations.
Absolutely.
Because it's awkward. It seems awkward for you guys. But I
Right.
think you're well suited.
Yeah, the big thing is holding each other accountable, right? And that ties back to integrity. Is there are values that you carry as a person, and then there are values that benefit society. And I think everybody knows what those societal values are. The big thing is just holding everybody accountable to those and making sure that we're lifting each other up and making sure that we all understand what we're all doing. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming up here. I love the bow tie. It's eye catching. It's good for this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
of course.
I love seeing the bow tie.
That's fair. That's fair. Plus, it's good with the cars and everything. It's like a high pitch fest.
See, my friends just agree with me because they're like, we'll find out what happens right now.
Oh, right on. Yeah, nice and easy.
Still from my friends.
Sweet. Where would I find you on social media or something
My
like
name
that?
is Vinny.
Vimeo? Okay.
V-I-N-Y-A-N.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, word.
Yeah, and on YouTube it's very
Gotcha, right on. Perfect. Classic. Yeah. The social media rotation, I get it. Right on. Cool. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll be around. Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a great night.
Thanks, ladies.
See you in Mexico, bitch.
See y'all soon. Bye. Really cool. Unexpected moments. That was insightful. That was extremely insightful. I love. We started off by saying I'm the pillar of integrity, which is, it's a fun, playful way of saying I got this. But actually, he held it up. He had some amazing insights, and I really enjoyed that engagement. There wasn't much that I disagreed with at all. I agree. And even if there was, it'd just be a difference of perspectives. I feel a difference of how someone processes and experiences their way through it. So that's kind of like.
I like your setup.
What are you filming for? Sorry? Yeah. You have time for a couple of questions?
Yeah, absolutely. I love such I like to think I'm doing pretty good.
Now, what's like the individual? Love to
I think it's kind of a coin flip. Like some people hold integrity dear to their heart, and others kind of.
I know, but I'm about to get in there. You're I'm ready.
What's your name? No, I'm not a gift. Let's have shake. Because you're psychic. I'm not the fun daughter.
That boy
My mind's absolutely blown right now. It's going good for you. Shit's going up if you're there, yeah. I have no idea what's going on, to be quite frank. Isn't that what's the best part about life? What's your name? My name is Phil.
Good answer, Jake. Good answer.
I'm gonna remember that name. Phil. I'm gonna remember that name. Oh fuck!
Yeah, so taking a more inside look, I think a lot of people will start to learn about where they're
Cash motherfucking Devin right here. That's Cash Devin. Cash Devin. The one, the only.
So, yeah, I think that starting to look into will start to spread out. Yeah, absolutely. I will report.
That's got to be a record somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's like definitely the majority. I think that there is some external forces kind of pushing that. But this amazing actual
Let's roll. Wow! That's so awesome. You could say, I downloaded Pokemon Go at the later stage.
Except that you're often trying to get past that.
Yeah, I wish I had that sense. The full shit, like everything. I know. I think just generally be like interesting and step back and trying to navigate with that. And we start yelling like.
And I don't think there was a specific moment, but I think it just kind of came with age and moving out of that like early 20s, just about partying, seeing a couple people mess up, and so yeah, like just general experience.
It's like the crew is leaving. Good luck.
Yeah.
No, where can we schedule? We gotta get you in here, bro.
My name is Vivian.
Yeah.
Wait, are you guys going? Where'd Darnell go? They're down this way?
Yeah, I have a sleep mode, so after 11 p.m. it turns black and white. Sean, phone a friend. Yeah, Braden was big into debauchery before he started to turn introspective.
You guys stay over there.
What's going on here? Is it trivia?
It's actually an interview on you know what that means? In relation to young men. You want to
Young men? No, I can't speak.
Oh, you definitely
you
can.
have a woman's perspective, which would be amazing because young guys really
Yeah,
Get in there. Shut up, the spotlight to her.
You got this, Mariah. Oh, no. Yeah, I'll stand here. I'll just be a silent.
And that's why he's
Ignorant.
not like
No, I think there's a great divide. You have your streets. There are people who are showing up with integrity and living with their heart wide open. And then I think there are people who are distracted and have lost their path. So go home, heal the mother wound, make relationships with your family members. Yeah, there you go.
Woo! Hell yeah! Yeah! Good answer. Good answer. Great to see you, Vinny.
from our perspective that are amazing. Again, these are conversations worthwhile having. I love that it's not so inaccessible. Like, I have an idea usually of what it feels like.
Yo, what's up, my guy?
Could be better.
Yo, guys, can I film this?
They're mentals.
Have you ever had a popper before? Tell them it's a fucking popper. You guys didn't know they were poppers. You poppers inside. And it gives them menthol. That's what these guys did.
Yo, tell the camera. But I know what they are. Tell the camera.
Popper cigarettes.
They're getting, they know about the pop cigarettes.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be better, you know, like there's not enough emphasis on integrity. There's no role models, there's nothing to live up to. It's just a loss of art. I need to talk to them about
Thank you. You met Isaiah downstairs?
I'll say they are, but they're not.
He's like a shaggy blonde haired dude downstairs, but I worked with him in ski instructing, and he ended up coming with us to Montreal. Like me, Jack, and all of them went to Montreal. Yeah, and now he just gotten into the scene, unfortunately. Really unfortunate. He was actually pretty innocent for that. He was like, I've done drinks before. Now he's like, he's like, Claire, I'm trying to have a Coke tonight. I'm like, no, don't get into Coke. Get into Coke.
I led to the camera.
I didn't realize they had a full microphone situation going on. I got in there and it was just like.
Probably some gates in there.
I can't go full camera. Yo, I had a full Karen moment actually. My first ever Karen moment. No, it was actually kind of funny. So I've been working, like the new basketball team in Calgary, Swords basketball team. I've been working their concession stands, and we don't take cash payments. So this old guy shows up, and he's like, "What? You don't take cash payments?" He pulls out his phone and starts videoing. He goes to the sign and says, "You don't take cash payments." He's going, "This is to prove we live in a cashless society, and that's illegal."
illegal in Canada because cash is a form of currency. And then he goes up to my face. I'm like, oh, I gotta Karen Moe. He's like, this girl is letting me pay with cash. And at first I was like kind of shocked and just like, what do I do? And then, fuck, I went kind of like little bitchy and I just started going and doing that. And he got so pissed. And then there was like this young guy behind him. And he's like, relax, buddy, I'll pay for it. And then I got mad. I was like, you are not paying for this guy. He's 60 or whatever. He's got a credit card or a debit card. He can pay. He's acting out. You are not paying for it. He left. Now this chicken I was a ski instructor at Ski Grade, so I stayed with them for the summer and I was catering for them. So it's like everything up to like 2 businessmen hosting like a coffee session with a water station and to like graduations, weddings, surge basketball games, hockey games. It's
You came in here, I thought this was going to be like, not what I expected. Oh god, I really like the Starbucks.
I was wanting to get one of those for base toast, and I wasn't sure.
Yo, when you guys got some.
How old do you think this guy's If that's not yours. Yeah, it was just empty. I was like, oh.
Appreciate the thought though.
I'll see. I didn't want you forgetting it.
One Hooters used to always be my thing. I always end up losing.
Imagine you're not at a bar.
I've also been like trying to come back. I don't know if I told you, but after base school, I ended up in a hospital. Did I tell you about this shit?
Was that what you were?
No. Fuck no.
Oh, like the
Not mental health shit.
I don't usually wear
really
this.
struggling with coughing and
Yes.
Yeah. So then, but honestly, let me tell you, it was weird. So I got back and there was one morning where I just went to like school, like I'm actually really struggling and I was like on all fours. Honestly, let me tell you, it's that first time in my life. There were 2 things going through my mind. My mom like dragged me to the hospital. She's a nurse too. She's like, you're in a bad state. There are 2 things going through my mind. A, don't panic because I'll increase my breathing rate. And B, it's the first time I've ever thought that's like, fuck, I can't breathe right now. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna live today. Anyways, got to the hospital. They got me on like oxygen and all this shit. I didn't even end up getting admitted. But so they told me, and I told them everything. I was like, I can't admit them. And they told me like, hey, it could just mean that you're diabetic. You're already predisposed to having asthma, you're in a dusty space, and then you come back to smoky Calgary. Then they also told me, they were like, you said you were doing like psychedelics, which is ketamine, and they were like, there's this rare thing that happens in this world. No, but they're like, there's this rare thing that can happen for people who take ketamine.
Hey, Jerry song.
This is not the kind of thing that most are expecting. I'm not surprised about that, honestly. This is not what most people are expecting when they see this kind of engagement in this setting, They're usually thinking more along the lines of, hey, let's have some good times and be silly for a few moments, which is not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. I don't begrudge that in the least. Love having a good time. Even if you're inebriated or whatever, my thought is you're still a valuable individual who has worth. Your worth is not diminished when you are in these settings. And you still have something worthwhile talking about. You still have something worthwhile investing in. And so it is so encouraging to hear it, like when the response is, that was not what they expected, but it translates to meaning for them. I can imagine them being a lot more thoughtful now as they go back into their settings and say, hey, what does this look like now for me to actually live with integrity or commit to integrity this way? That's like the huge part of it. And so that's why I really love these moments. I started at the beginning. Let me remind you of this video, this live stream and video as well, that you'll be watching a replay later, with this assessment that said, I have a high level of confidence of how this is going to go. I have a high level of expectation that it's going to be a good time. And I think I've done this long enough with people that it kind of plays out in the way that I expected it would. Like there's this beautiful engagement that, it's so transformative. Like transformative is probably a good word for it. It's so transformative in the sense that as I step into this space, like I say, I have no guarantees, but I have a high level of confidence that it's going to go really well. And that's because of the expectations I bring. When I engage people, there's this expectation that says, this is going to go good, and you have something worthwhile sharing. And they step up to that space. They almost, if you believe in frequency and so on, they vibe or they match that frequency that enables us to be able to like speak the same language, if you will. And oh golly, that's just juicy. It's so good. So good. I hope you're catching my enthusiasm now. I wanted to also post something too, and that's on the live stream. Currently, there hasn't been anyone. I think there's been one or two who popped in here or there. Sometimes people look at that as a metric for how much you're going to invest in this, regardless of the worth of the content. And I have a different view or reference. There may not be anyone on the live stream, but in my perspective, that is totally not the metric that translates for me. For me, I'm more interested in what are we actually presenting in the content that translates in a compelling way. And this moment here, these beginning investments, when there's no one on the live stream, is a critical part of this experience that I want to remember and log in and bring attention to, because there will be a day when this totally transforms and there are like thousands and thousands of people who are jumping on the live stream for this kind of content. The thing that changed there wasn't the caliber or quality of the content. The thing that transformed there was something far more different, and that is...
Nice GoPro!
Thanks, brother.
No photos, nothing!
And so, along the way, it's the accessibility of good quality that others have access to. That's the part that really translates for me. So, in no way am I disconcerted, disillusioned, discouraged. I mean, other kiss words that I use. I'm in no way sad about the lack of those who are participating. Part of it might also have to do with the fact that my orientation is sideways, and it looks like for live stream I have to have it upright, like in portrait. But these are things that we learn along the way. And I'm very patient. I'm extremely patient. I think one of the biggest things that I do well at is patience. I like planning for the long haul. I like planning long term, and I like planning long term in a way that is going to translate to happy memories. Like when I edit the videos of those that I've interviewed, let me say it still makes me laugh and cry and recapture those moments again, and that's one of the things I really love. I'm not sure if my GoPro is still going. Let me just make sure that it is going. Let's see here. My GoPro may have turned off, so I'm just going to turn it back on here and make sure it's still recording. Unless the battery's out. Maybe the battery's out. I may have to change over my GoPro here. I think we have an extra one here. I have an extra battery or two, so we're just going to change this battery here real quickly. Give me a second here. How's this for on, like, how's this for on the fly updates? I'm just changing my battery because I believe that I've run out of battery on my GoPro. And we need to just change over here for the new one. Let's try this. There we go. So it's good to be well. It's good to be well prepared. Okay, we're back in got a new battery in the GoPro. Got chargers. Putting in the background here. I don't even know what time it is. It is almost 1 o'clock. I think I've been out for a couple of hours now, at least. Got one more story. New people. That guy may be in trouble pretty soon because he's speeding around these parts here. Okay, back to what I was saying. There hasn't been a lot of engagement on the live stream, but that is something I'm not really bothered about at all because, like I said again, my primary point of priority is the content quality. That you can change over time. That's always going to be there. And so my investment is going to be make amazing content that is worthwhile watching. I mean, I try to create it in such a way that I would be interested in watching it repeatedly over and over again. And so that is why I love bringing my highest level of ability to this art form. This is an art form for me. When I connect with people, when I create something out of nothing, it's like an art form. It's like painting a canvas together, energetically, emotionally. And so, as far as like the success of the live stream, how many people are on there or not, I think there's 6 people on there. Welcome. I am not in any way affected by that at all, because for me it's all about the vibes, as young people nowadays would say, the energetic exchange that's happening in the moment. And so that's why this is worth my while. This is so worth my while. I have to watch even on the replay, the recording. There are some folks that I met along the way that are just a lot more jovial, goofy, you know, having fun but not really in serious mode. Again, begrudge those individuals because my accessibility is even for them to be able to say, I see you, even when you're not ready to engage at this level. You just want to be goofy. That's totally legit. I'm not frustrated or angry about that at all, in any way. My aim is to connect with people, especially where they're at. As an Uber driver, once upon a time, one of the questions I'd be asked is, do I ever get frustrated when asked to pick up drunk people along the way? And I'd say, hell no. Like, these people who are still, whoever they are, they're just in a different state where, yeah, they may not feel good or they may be having a good time, and they may say or do things that isn't really reflective of them, but it doesn't diminish their worth at all from my perspective. And so I still want to see their value. I still want to acknowledge their amazingness. That's a huge part of me. Alright, we're just in the last zone here that we'll be exploring.
Color the fucking couple.
In this last zone here, this is like Beltline School, and hello, darling. You're making my camera look really good.
Hi, Taylor.
You have a couple of moments, darling.
What do you want?
I'm asking a couple of questions for my podcast. Young Men in Integrity, how are we doing?
Vents. Penelope.
And what's your thoughts on men and integrity? How do you think we're doing? In general, not specifically.
In general?
My name's Brittany, by the way. Nice to meet you.
In general, they suck. The gay community is awesome, though. So we'll give them that. You're sorry to hear I'm gay?
No, I'm sorry to
okay.
hear that you were speaking from personal experience with young men and last cancer. Yeah. Yeah, that's totally fair. What would you say are the primary points? Thank you. What are the primary points in which they are struggling in your opinion?
Misogyny. Those are my besties. They don't want to come in.
That's quite okay. And the last question. Okay, those guys are actually interested in doing better. What would you say to them?
Go to therapy. Like, you can say you want to do better all you want, but like, women are emotionally intelligent, so if you're not going to do your part, then why should they? Boom!
It's not fair. I feel like,
Fuck you!
Hey, he's doing due diligence.
Okay, I'm not begrudging. You're not having a good time.
We almost pepper sprayed a guy like 20 minutes ago.
Because he was making it.
Yeah, he was like swearing at us and calling us names, and they were like pepper spraying them. And we're like, okay. Our friend that's a guy, and then they finally were like, okay. Misogyny. Do you have an Instagram? Let me follow you and support you.
I'll spell my name for you.
Yeah.
For sure. No.
My name's
I
Niall.
I got you.
Okay, wait, I'm making friends. Sorry.
Okay, you ready?
Holy shit, bro.
How you doing, bro?
I'm famous. You better follow me back. Are you Taylor? Are you in Calgary always? Yeah. Okay, love that.
I appreciate it.
So do you have like a radio station or just a podcast?
Yeah.
I love it. I'll follow you on TikTok as well. God bless your soul. Doing God's work, my guy.
Again, it is kind of sad when you hear that for some, the experience has been something that they are on the receiving end of not being treated well. Taylor, he was just saying, and along those lines, these conversations are a lot more important. As you were the beautiful thing are comments, I think, of men are committed to living with integrity. And he just said hello. Hello, darling. You have a couple of questions? Can I say a couple of questions?
Oh my god!
There's a really, I didn't have this for some reason. I don't know why.
We have a question! How do you feel about global warming?
That's not a hot topic. Here, young men in this country, how are we doing? All of you are.
How are we doing?
With integrity.
Young men in this country, how are we doing in combat country in general?
I feel safe as a... My name is Ashley. Thank you.
I am.
I do. I just met these guys tonight, but I'm enjoying the conversation and I feel respected, I feel safe, and we're having a good night. And he just freaked the shit out of me.
I'm auto Rubik. Truth a dick.
Oh yeah, so I love it when you feel like in general or are you stuck?
No comment.
That's a loaded point. Like, I also have.
I'm not young, so I
Don't tell him it's 47.
I don't tell him that.
47.
Yeah, for young guys, our investments would be better than I have no idea where to start. What are some investments?
Love yourself and love everyone else around you.
Which one's first?
And Donatello.
You know, 47. You have to
Well, I want whatever it is, I want part of it. Listen to understand.
Sometimes I get challenged people to chime in because they're like, I don't know if I have enough experience to talk more about this, which is totally fair. Again, why do we have these conversations? To make this more accessible, to encourage us to have this talk more. It doesn't happen often enough now. And when it doesn't happen often enough, we have a general sense of lack of words. Lack of words is because I don't know what to say about this, right? And experience. Not as much experience under our belt. So that's a really important part too. Okay? One of the things I've come to experience myself personally is
Tony Montana, Tony Montana.
When there is no choices in life, when we don't have choices, that's like a setting for having options and choices. The absence of that is really tough. So like, I should have progression in life in a really helpful way. So that's why I really appreciate this current season that I'm in. This current season that I'm in initiates that I have access to options. And with access to options, I can choose to say, here's what I find compelling, here's what I don't find compelling, and I can make more informed decisions as a result because of that. So, and then being able to share that, being able to share that with others so we don't have those options is something that is so transformative, like so enriching. And when we can be the vehicle or the catalyst that enables that to happen, oh, golly, this is so good. Quick note, for those on the YouTube live stream, like I say, the microphone that I'm using here isn't necessarily connected to the camera on the phone, but there will be mixing going on later on this whole feed here, and I have my GoPro beside my phone that's recording on the live stream, so you can watch again for better audio. I do see that there's one person on the live stream, which is awesome. Welcome, I see you and I value you. But again, it's the translation. Hello, darling.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome. How
What
are
are you filming for?
I'm filming my podcast, darling.
Hi, can I be in your podcast?
You can. You want to answer a couple of questions? For
Sure,
me?
what are your questions?
Okay, what's your name first? If I may?
Sienna. What's your
Sienna,
name?
My name is Binyam. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
So the question, let's stop talking so I don't like you panting along the way. So my question is this, Sienna.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Integrity and young man, how do you think we're doing with integrity? You're like, I didn't see this coming.
Horrible.
Horrible. Tell me first what you feel integrity means to you.
What does it mean to you?
Oh, for me it means when your actions and your
Oh, okay,
morals-
men's horrible. They're horrible.
You're
They
like,
all
I
suck.
already know. So are you saying that from personal experience or just from observation?
Observation.
Oh, I
Men
don't-
suck, right? So you agree. Come on.
Okay, so maybe men don't suck, but their actions suck. Yeah. Is that very sincere? There you go. And then, what are the primary ways we should struggling with integrity specifically?
They don't show trust. A lot of men. I don't know.
They're
Yeah.
not good with trust.
Yeah.
They're not good at building trust.
Yeah.
See, so they're asking for trust, but they can't express that trust.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
No, you're good, girl. How's it going? Good.
Should we
Good.
ask her the same question?
Yes, I think so.
Sienna, first of all, introduce you to it.
Wait, what am I supposed to say again?
Oh, introduce your friends.
This is my best friend.
Darling.
My name is Jay. Okay, what's your answer?
Yeah.
How do you think, if you need an explanation, their actions. What are men's actions? How do you think men's actions are now?
I honestly think it depends on the person.
Now, the question is more in general, like, when you look at them, like, as a big group, you people think they're amazing. You want to be part as well? You're a guy.
Yes.
You're a guy. Come on in here.
Sorry, hey.
Who's this guy?
This is my boyfriend. Actually,
My other best friend. I'm not joking.
You're going to be in the hot seat during this moment, but
His name is Tyson.
Good, how are you?
nice to meet you. My name is Binya. How tall are you?
16.
How many people comment on your name? I was just wondering about that.
Pretty good.
Like, you're not one of my Nice to meet you, brother. I don't see it right now. Okay, so the question I'm asking usually is how young men are doing in the realm of integrity, and I appreciate that you're always grandpa saying you can speak to this. But yeah, so you're saying in general, women are.
I don't know. I feel like I got lucky with this one. It depends
Yeah.
what you get.
Yeah.
But and how they were raised. Yeah.
Huge part as well.
Yes.
Tyson, as a young guy, how do you feel you're doing?
Like raising men?
No, as far as young guys.
Integrity?
Yeah.
What do you define as integrity?
What do you think? Not to give you mine, let me hear yours.
I'm not too sure.
Let's do it. Sienna, what would you say? We talked about this before you got here.
Like their actions and
Yeah.
like what
Do
they
their
do.
actions match their values?
Yeah.
You know, like if you're saying don't yell at people, but they yell at people all the time. It's something you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So integrity, in my perspective, is your actions line up with your values. It's not being who you are as a person, because that's amazing to be authentic, but to have authenticity and value. That's what we're doing. Yeah. So guys in general, young guys are being amazing here. Or do you think we're kind of fumbling a little bit?
I'm fumbling really hard right now.
You know, I appreciate your honesty there. I wasn't asking for that, but I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
really fair. Keep that straight. You can see that, right?
Yeah, I can see that. You gotta
Okay.
keep
The
her.
honesty.
Yes, exactly.
What are the common points that you struggle with life?
As a man?
Yes.
Just like
And I like that you see yourself as a man. Because there's a point that when we're in our 20s, we're like, are we there yet? We're not people.
Like I'm pretty lost in my 20s. Dude. I don't know what the fuck I want to do yet, but like, hey,
He's figuring it out.
figuring it out.
This is mine. What this is. I think we're going to do all this.
I basically Namcor presented a type of yeah.
Yeah, to me that's a great start. But I love your vulnerability and your that's awesome. Okay. So again, the primary points in general, what do you think they are for young guys in the realm of integrity? So good. You said trust.
Oh, yeah.
They're not trustworthy, is what you said, right?
Some of them.
Yeah, I know that.
Respect.
Respect.
Here's one.
One more last question.
Okay.
You ladies first.
Okay. Is it quick?
Yes.
'Cause I'm hungry.
And what would you say to young guys who are interested in saying, I want to do better at this, but I don't know where to start? Where should they start?
Be honest with themselves, and it will go a long way because being honest with your partner. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, learning to be honest and honest with yourself.
Yes.
And like emotional like connection.
You have to love yourself first.
All of a sudden,
Love anyone
I think
else.
you were that way.
Hey.
That's amazing.
Yes, you
Sienna.
have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Have a good
You
night.
too. Thanks again, Tyson.
No worries.
It's rare when you find someone who is willing to be that candid but honest. That's really meaningful.
Nice to meet you guys. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's really it's unusual. But when you meet it, it's refreshing, isn't it? It's refreshing when you can be that self-aware. So I really admire Tyson for that. I wasn't going to ask him that, but that's what he shared and gave. And, that's really transformative, I think. What I was sharing with him by way of starting point is something I believe so wholeheartedly, and that is before we figure out whatever our purpose in life is, what we stand for, where we're going to engage ourselves, or invest ourselves, a really helpful place to start in committing ourselves to is trying to figure out how can we be the best version of ourselves. So let me start off there. Let me start off by saying, what do you think going to be like 4 days who I am and what I'm supposed to do myself, it really starts off with us first of all saying, how can I be the best version of me? Because when you start your commitment there, everything else really falls into place. Your career, I mean, that might change, but what shouldn't change is that you're ongoing committed to being the most amazing version of who you were made to be. And that transforms and spills over into your work context, career-wise, your business relationships, your romantic relationships, your platonic relationships. It touches everything. And at the core of all those, like for some people, their purpose in life, let's say it's being parents, for example, or let's say it is something else. It's like doing really well with their business. Like all of that is really enhanced and brought to clarity when they first of all know who they are so well and how they're developing and changing and evolving as human beings. Like that's like a really critical component. And what part integrity has to do with all this is a great starting point is how well do you know yourself? How well are you committed to doing the hard steps of exploring those elements of your you-ness that translates to you making those changes out of awareness, self-awareness, right? That's where I think the rubber meets the road. In the absence of that, it becomes really difficult to make any progression because you have to be first. A lot of self-step programs are taking awareness or like acknowledgement based at first starting place. So when you don't start there, you're kind of missing the boat, you know? And along those lines, you aren't really making money at being that way.
Oh my god, look at both
Appreciate it, darling. So, what does that look like for us to experience that level of commitment in changing for the better? So, it sounds to me like the most compelling purpose each and every one of us can commit to first and foremost as a way of priority is how can we be the best version of ourselves possible? Because in the absence of that, everything else sort of falls by the wayside and you don't bring that amazing priority of real transformation, which is like really compelling. So that's the part that I find really, really worthwhile investing in and jumping full speed into. I'm just reflecting in the moment here that what I do here isn't really accessible for many people. Many people don't just walk up to strangers and engage them really well. That's a tough thing for so many people. And for me, I wouldn't say it's natural, but it's accessible. And the only reason I'm doing this is not just for the fun of connecting with strangers, but because I feel so compelled by this mission that I'm on to expand this conversation of what could be for young men specifically. How to be able to inspire these conversations a lot more, whereby young guys can have the starting point of experiencing a transformation. I can't help but imagine that for some of these guys that I've interacted with tonight, this may have been a point in their experience that is actually going to begin a new trajectory in their lives for the better, because they're actually thinking more intentionally and practically about what this looks like. And there's nothing better than that. Thanks, brother. There's nothing more inspiring than seeing this level of change that could really enrich, is the word I'm looking for, enrich someone's existence. That is something that I continue to find drives my commitment and engagement, and it makes me want to keep on saying yes to this opportunity. Like, it really is that transformative. Oh, so good. There's also a moment of gratitude I'm currently experiencing right now, and this moment of gratitude is primarily driven by connections that the youth is doing. Like these have been so good. Like each and every one of those engagements, even the goofy and silly ones, even the ones that didn't have much to share, there's this sense of relish internally that I have that says, I'm glad I ran into those individuals. I'm glad that we had that moment to dive deep into this exploration. This is the stuff that I believe is going to be the catalyst to like these videos here. Like I said, I only have like one of you on here right now still, and I so appreciate you being on here. I appreciate you being on here because I think it is, it means that we're vibing on the same themes that actually mean a lot to us. Hey, but even as we hang out on this, we're not going to be alone for very long. This is the kind of conversation that I anticipate and I'm planning for when it becomes viral, when it becomes big. And that's why I love I love the patience game, because it doesn't have to happen now, but it'll happen whenever the algorithms do their thing, whenever people actually latch in and say, yep, here we are, we're doing this. So I'm more than inclined to take time and let that evolve over time. But in the meantime, we continue to be faithful, we continue to apply ourselves, we continue to create content, we continue to invest. Not because, I do this not because this is like my secret to yes, fame. It's because this is a conversation that's not happening. And I want to become that flame, that lights us up in a beautiful way. This is a compliment. Someone that he was interested in. What's very deep. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm doing this I'm just under some more branches here, pardon me. The branches running into the camera there. I'm doing this because as I apply myself to this, I'm hoping to see a shift for many guys in this realm where they have access to an experience of a life that is further enriched and has more purpose and meaning because of the choices that they're making, that they'll be happy with long term. And I imagine at some point, as this becomes more popular, as this becomes more mainstream, as this becomes, as it hits that mass of interest, but there'll be many who want to like pick up the same theme and copy it and do it. And I don't mind that. I think I'd be a big fan of seeing that happen. I'd be a big fan of seeing that happen because as they commit to doing so, we're on the same team. You can't fake integrity. You gotta be doing it for the right reason. So that for those that do it for the wrong reasons, it just won't stick as well, because you have to be compelling in your commitment, and it has to be consistent over the long haul. And so for those who are going to take up the torch and join me in doing this, hell yes, I would be so thrilled if they did it better than I did too. I want to be inspired by those individuals. This is the kind of commitment where, as we pursue integrity, I'm looking for those who are doing it better than I am. I want to be inspired by those individuals. And for those that are doing it for the wrong reasons, where they just want to outdo me and get better for the wrong reasons, that's like the safeguard in integrity. It doesn't let you do that. Integrity doesn't give you that option of doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons, or the right thing for the wrong reasons. It demands a whole application of oneself to ensure that they're doing something for
the reasons that hold consistent, it has to do with the benefit and goodwill of others and yourself as well. So, no, I look forward to that time when this is going to take off and where others are inspired to go and do likewise, to start doing what I'm doing. This is unusual to do this kind of thing. Like those guys at the bar earlier, Ellie and Michael and Mr. They did not expect this kind of connection, and they were profoundly affected as a result of our time together. They were so impacted by the things that we talked about, like it really caught them off guard. And I love that. When you imagine the application of that outcome internationally, like worldwide, I can just imagine how women, for example, will be so grateful that there are guys who are committed to intentionally and practically living this out for themselves. I foresee there will be other guys who are committed to doing this because they catch the vision of what could be in the realm of doing this for the right reason. There are so many things that are compelling for people. So many things that are compelling for people to say, this is really important. Follow this, play this, listen to this, participate in this, invest in this. But there isn't much by way of people who are committed to walking with integrity. I'm on YouTube.
You're on YouTube?
Yeah. Have a good night. Those guys are just wondering what I'm doing. So, sometimes there's a beautiful element to the quiet when you're in the midst of it. There's a lot of noise that we're in the middle of so often. A lot of noise that tries to vie for our attention, tries to pull us this way and that way, tries to distract us, tries to engage our attention and our commitments, but there are moments like presently in where it's like silent, it's quiet for the most part, and it's beautiful. My favorite vehicle is the Rolls Royce Phantom. It's an extremely expensive car. I am ambitious of one day acquiring my own Rolls Royce, and I have some grand designs of how I want to use said dream vehicle. For most people, they use it as a private vehicle that they get chauffeured in or drive in, because they're apparently a pleasure to drive. They're like a really nice vehicle. And one of the often reviewed components of this vehicle is how quiet they are on the inside. You can't even hear the tires on the road. They're so quiet. And so people love the silence while they're in the midst of it. It's sacred. And when I get my new vehicle, when I get it, I think for me the biggest thing that I'm going to really enjoy is sharing it with strangers as we engage in epic conversations. That's something that I'm going to find so compelling. And so that's where I'm going to commit myself to, is to have that experience whereby I can invite others into this luxurious experience that enables people to say, oh, how's it going, man? I was doing some vlogs. You have a couple of questions for questions?
Yeah, hit me,
Ask me.
Okay, let me learn your names first, if I may. You are?
Taylor King Matthews.
Nice to meet you, Taylor. How are you?
I'm fine.
I love your bow tie.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
It's so
Appreciate
cool.
it. You are?
I'm Jess Taylor.
Jess and Taylor.
I'm
Jess
Taylor
Taylor
King
and
Matthews.
Taylor Matthews. Got it.
Taylor King
Yeah.
Matthews.
Taylor King Matthews. My name is Binyam.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet
Hi.
you both. The question I'm asking is, young men and integrity, how well are we doing?
Oh,
Overall,
I have a lot to say on that
Okay, let me
subject.
start off with him and then I'll get to you.
Okay, copy that.
I mean,
In general.
Yeah, integrity overall.
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely a mute point nowadays. Unfortunately, it's a fleeting
idea, experience. I see. So it doesn't exist as far as
I wouldn't say that
Yeah.
at all. I would say that it's on a person-to-person basis.
Of course,
It's
of
not a
course.
blanket statement.
No,
Yeah.
but in general, when you see the landscape of young men, do you think we're doing amazing or still
No,
like that?
no. I think we're going in the wrong direction.
Gotcha.
Is this going to be on YouTube?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, yes, of course
I
it's
have
okay.
a whole channel here.
Give us
How
your
many, how
YouTube
many,
channel
how many
and like
subscribers do you have?
On YouTube, just under 1,000. Just under 1,000. I'm very small there. It's more on TikTok and Instagram. How many videos? You haven't got that.
I agree a lot with him. Like he
Yeah.
says, like we're like going like far like away from it. Like integrity with men. Like I think it was there and like it was good and you know like it totally depends. Like you know man to man, person to person, for sure.
But in general, there's more of a challenge. What are some of the primary ways in your observation when you see young men struggling there? Just from your observation of them.
And true masculinity in the sense of
Gotcha.
being a real man.
Yeah.
And I think that's gotten a little bit watered down. And there's a lot of, without saying anything, it's a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I would honestly say that masculinity in men is a big thing.
Yeah.
And it's been demonized as a way of, you know, toxic.
Yeah.
But that's not true masculinity.
Gotcha. So there's some forms of it that don't reflect what it could look like.
Okay, so are we talking about masculinity? I'm gonna try like.
We're talking about integrity.
Right, integrity with men, right? Yeah. I feel like there's like a lot of men out there that like still have integrity for sure, but there's a lot, and like I don't know if it's just like times have been changing or like you know like we're like seeing like things like in a different way, but there's a lot of integrity that's been lost, and not just for men. I'll say that like not just for men, but like for women too, like just for like people in general. And you know like we kind of there's so much going on and you know people don't always like have that like integrity and people like see relationships differently and like there is a lot going on, but also I feel like people associate integrity only with monogamy and they're like, oh, like you have to be monogamous like to have like integrity in your relationship. And I feel like people who have like other kinds of relationships, like maybe like more like non-monogamous, a lot of people think that like that's like, oh, you don't have integrity with that. But I feel like that's not the case. Like I feel like if you like are like open with your partner and you know like you're like you have like exactly you like have communication and like you're like open with each other and like you're on the same page, then you can have the utmost integrity in your relationship and have like a different kind of relationship container than like what like society and what everybody expects.
So it seems like a secret carefully, but still call yourself an integrity in this thing.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship you have. Like you can be in a monogamous relationship, you can be in an open relationship, you can be a swinger, you can be like whatever it is, and you can still like have integrity in your relationship. And it's like integrity is like not like the be all end all, like not like one type of relationship.
Yeah, like I'm in the polyamorous category, but I appreciate presenting what integrity looks like, even in that context, in the midst of misunderstandings. But even more so, I like what you're saying in reference to saying it's not just a guy thing; it's also right across the board.
It is. It's everybody. And like I know like we're talking about like like men and like male and integrity, but I think it's just like everybody. Like you know, and like men get shit on a lot of the time. Like all like men like they're always like cheating. They're always like doing this, that, and the other. But I feel like it's like it's everybody, and like we all are like kind of like struggling with the same issues, and like we're all like dealing with like a lot of the same stuff of like. You know, do we want to be in like a completely monogamous relationship or like do we want like something like a little bit else? And like it's not just men, it's like it's men, women, it's everybody.
Interesting to me when I watch some of these reality shows where they get blasted for like not being faithful. I remember what it was like once upon a time. Lack of integrity and everything like options, right? And so you do things out of bounds sometimes because you just don't have options. And I was just saying before I talked to you guys, like to me, hopelessness is when you don't have options. But hope is when you have options to do things. Like, oh, I've got ways to go for it. And how amazing would it be for individuals to say, I have options to know how to communicate about here's what my interests are, here's what my desires are, etc., etc. That would be amazing. Right?
Oh my God, you're preaching to the choir.
I know.
I agree with that so much, right? Like feeling like that kind of like closed in of like I feel like I don't have any options, and then I feel like I'm being like looked down upon because like there's only like this one way of like having relationships like and like looking at it, and like I really respect like what you just said, like you know like maybe there's something different, and like I can like still have integrity in my relationship and like be
Sure.
respectful and like like love my partner
Yeah.
and have something else and like still have like a really solid relationship. But it's so hard because like our society just like sees it in one way.
So an interesting part of this is the subjective nature of how we think of integrity. For a lot of people, it's more like, am I seen as having integrity instead of saying, I have it, regardless of what people think.
Right, and that's the challenge. And that's a challenge. And I would say that the ego gets in the way of what the heart truly wants, in the way of, it's like what you think you should want based on what society tells you you should want is different than what you actually want. And we build these golden prisons or countries for us to share. I'm going to go after what other people think I want versus what I actually want. So we're surprised when we're unhappy.
Back to this point, now I mean, focusing on
You are a young man.
Used to be, I look young, but nonetheless.
How old are you?
Only because you say like I used to be a young man, and like now I think you're maybe like late 30s.
I would say
But
the way you're saying it is.
otherwise, I
but
would
you
say
actually,
like
you look good
I
for
would say like
whatever.
your late 20s, like early 30s, but because you're like
Late
I
20s,
used to be like a young man, like.
She said that because I had my hair done.
Your hairline then?
No, I'm 43.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm more specifically interested in treatment because I can relate to where they and that's who I am.
Right.
About that interest. What would I say to young men who are trying to figure this out like I want to?
Right.
That's kind of like.
But and so you said like you're
Yes.
like you're in the like polyamory like community now.
Yeah.
Like how so? Like
So,
are you like dating somebody? Or are you?
I'm not present. There's a couple of relationships that I do have, but they're not very regular. Like we get together whenever we can, but I don't have a committed one right now. This
like
is
heterosexual or like homo?
heterosexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is a good question because many we're looking into a lot of feminine characteristics that put me in a category of either gay or homosexual.
That's fair.
Which again is an observation that I don't take offense to. But
Yeah.
It's interesting though
And
because
I-
people will cut everything with their own bias. Right? Whatever observation or judgment I make, it's with my own worldview, and it's really rooted in all the experiences I've had. But what's interesting is if we can look at things in such a non-rigid way,
Mhm.
and I would say that's kind of where we are in a societal sense. And I would say there's a lot of good things that come with traditional dynamics of relationships, but there's a lot of good things in being open to other ideas too. Right? You have to understand both sides.
It's a superpower nowadays to be able to break outside of the mold that we're brought up and to say there's other storylines that I should find.
Right. I love that you don't get like upset or offended if someone thinks like, oh, like maybe like are you like like who do you like men, women, like are you, I love that. And like so I'm a teacher, so I feel like I'm very like I'm more like on the liberal side of things, and like I'm very like open and like I never like assume anybody's like not only their gender but like more so like who they like, right? Like anytime I meet somebody, like if I meet like a girl and like I'm talking to her, I'm like, oh yeah, like if she's like talking about her partner, I'm like, oh, like how's it going, like like with, and I just say her partner because like I don't know if it's like a man, woman, like whoever it is, right? I feel like a lot of people assume like, oh, if you're a man, like if you're talking about your partner, like it's a woman, or like if you're a woman, like if you're talking about your partner, it's a man. But I feel like when I like meet people, I never like assume like who they're into or like what it is, like like you could be into men, women, both, whatever.
For sure.
What's interesting, and what I'll say in response to that, or just retort, or to add on to that, is just that it's really tough to look at things from a different lens than we're brought up with. I would say it takes a lot of unprogramming the conditioning we're raised with, and that's years of therapy and this or that, and it's not easy to unwind a lot of that. I would say that in a more accepting society, it's okay whatever someone is, and whatever your beliefs are, or her beliefs are, or my beliefs are, that's okay. And I feel like in the end of the day, it's a more productive conversation if I can hear what you have to say and she has to say, and take that back into thinking about how I think of the world versus just being so stuck in my worldview or this or that. Right? There's a great quote. It's strong opinions held legally. Strong opinions held legally.
meaning that you have conviction in what you're saying, but if you get better information, you can change your mind. And I would say throughout this or that or the last few years, people get really stuck in their ways and they don't get open to different ways of thinking. And I would say that no one has all the information, whether that's what happens to us after we die, what happens in this sense or that sense. And the more we can see the similarities in each other versus the differences, then the better and more productive conversation.
You also spoke another friend about brother and relationship programming. What was that like for guys who are interested, or anyone in general who's thinking about how do I realign with my values, which is intended to align with your values so you actually act according to your principles, right? There's a component of programming that needs to happen to say, oh, how can I own my own crap that I've contributed in the past?
Yes.
How can I re-engage with what could be as I try to be a better version of myself?
Yep, and a lot of that is breaking out of what you've been told to think versus what you actually think. And a lot of that takes again years of therapy or spiritual healing, letting go of what your parents downloaded on you or this or that. But ultimately, it's like once you can break free of a lot of that, you can actually see, okay, what do I feel as a person, individually, and then outside of what I'm supposed to think or what other people think I should feel, how do I actually feel, and then you can act on that in a way of like being respectful of everyone else and their belief system.
And can I say like one thing that I love about him so much? Like he's amazing. He's like the best person. I know he's so great, right? But like, so he grew up like he grew up in this situation and like thinking like these things, and now like we're together, like we'll be talking and like he'll say something and like sometimes like I'll like hear something that he says and like kind of like ask him about it, like, oh, like what do you mean by that, or like and like we talk about it, and he's like so good at like kind of like hearing like, oh yeah, like maybe like I always thought it was like that way, but like now like maybe like I can like change that, and like he's so good at like flexible thinking, and like like sometimes he'll say something and like we'll like talk about it and he's like, oh yeah, like I didn't realize like I was like saying that, or like and I love that about him. Like,
should we put him on the spot for a little while?
Yeah.
What was the catalyst for you to shift onto this more accessible, flexible way of seeing and engaging with the perspectives you have?
Yeah, fair. I mean, I would say it's getting caught up in a rigid way of thinking and realizing that you get boxed in just by that apparently. You should be like this or you should think like this. The other side of it is, honestly, getting out of the programming that you're doing. And there's programming from every angle of the world, whether it's movies or Disney Plus or this or that. Once you get this, 2.5 kids and a dog and all the big events, you'll be happy. And realizing that once you get sick of telling yourself a lie or sick of your own bullshit, then you'll actually make that change. You can be in therapy or doing the work, but until you get sick of your own bullshit, then it's going to be actually hard to make that change.
he's so interesting and I'm like so fascinated by him. I love him. I love him so much. How long have you been together?
That's a trick question for guys usually, right? You're like, you
How
caught me
long
at the
have we
wrong
been
time of night.
together?
It's like the hardest question of this whole evening so far.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good questions.
Just a few
This is
months.
doozy.
A few months. We
Amazing.
started like hanging out, and then we had like a little bit of like not troubles, but like we just like we weren't sure like what we like both wanted, and then we kind of like took a little bit of time apart, and then we came back together, and he's been amazing, and I love him a lot. I really love him.
I want to hear from both of you on this last question. What would you say, brother, to guys who are on the other side, so in rigid sort of storyline that they've been seeing other options for?
Sure.
Especially if you have a design and you'll follow up.
Yeah. I would say, different situations work differently for everyone. And ultimately, who are you or I are there to say what's right for someone else. I'd say that ultimately we need to get out of the way of thinking that what's right for us is right for everyone. And ultimately, every situation or every dynamic works differently. Your worldview is different than mine, and that's okay. And the sooner we can realize that we can have that differences, but we have more commonality, and we do actually things that are different about us, then the sooner we can see each other as humankind versus me and you and a bunch of individuals, right? And as someone who's like had an individualist mentality for a long time, I would say, in a lot of ways, we need to get to that point where we can just do our own thing and respect that, but also respect the beliefs of others.
that's
side.
easy, right?
I would say it's difficult. It just takes letting go of what you're holding into. And often if you hold those such staunch views or beliefs, then that has more to say about you than it does to say about what someone else is doing with their life. Because why do you care so much?
I think that beginning step there of letting go of those staunchly held values for outside is probably the hardest part of my process.
Yeah.
Like, this is very close to me.
100%, because we all believe what our parents told us and this and that. And you look at most people and their political views are the same as their parents, their world views, how they view relationships, etc., etc. But it's our job to break free of that. And you know, at what point is your parents being a little fucked up an excuse for you not to think a different path?
Sorry, we're taking up like all of like your camera time.
Here's the thing, I value, like for my audience, I like meaningful moments that aren't going to waste their time. This hasn't been waste of time. So, what would you say to that?
Okay, can you ask me the question again?
For young guys who are interested in starting this exploration and integrity and figuring out who they are and how they can live with values instead of like following other scripts that are given to them, what a helpful starting place is this propose?
I think like going to therapy is like such a big thing. And like I feel like for like a long time, like going to therapy was like not like looked down on, but like kind of like a little bit, you know, and like people like didn't really want to talk about it, and like, you know, like, oh yeah, like I'm going to therapy, and like maybe like only like told like their close friends and like family, but like now I feel like it's like like such a bigger thing, and like it's so common, like at least like for me, like when I was dating, like somebody who goes to therapy is like such a green flag, right? Like they like are like working on their shit, and like they're not afraid to, you know, face whatever and like deal with stuff and like talk about it, and like, and he does that. I think it's amazing. And you know, like people and guys that are like, I don't want to talk about my emotions, or like, you know, like I don't like, they don't want to like talk about stuff or like kind of like deal with stuff, like that's, I get where they're coming from, like maybe like they grew up that way and like not like talking about their emotions, but as you like grow into an adult and like realizing like I kind of like need to like work through my stuff and like deal with it and then be able to like express myself, like that's such a big thing of like growing up, and like it's such a green flag, like when you're like looking to like date somebody, it's such a green flag, like.
Amazing. I like it. Last question. Do you have any questions for me?
I have so many questions for you because I think you're such an interesting person.
Thank you.
Honestly, anyone who's like not like fully like, yeah, monogamy is like the way to go, and like anyone who's like in like the polyamory like community, I think is like so interesting. I'm like so fascinated. Like I align a lot with like their values, and like I would love to like talk to them and like get to know them. So like you, like I think that's so cool. So like are you dating somebody, or are you like?
We have two sort of hard time, like our schedules really so we only see each other a couple times. So I don't have anyone right now. I've been in this community for 5 years now. In my time in this community, what's really cool is we're actually from the bird's eye going on. So there's like the ideas that we subscribe to, it's like here's why we feel this compelling. But then there's also the practice, which usually involves two different things, right? So here's the ideas that we propose or talk about, but then following through, saying here's what it actually looks like. Most people who are coming in think this is easy, but it's not easy. Of course, as you guys know, it's actually really, really difficult. You have to have a strong level of security and self-awareness and all that kind of stuff. It's really important, as you probably know. So watching from, hi. Sorry. That's all right. We'll step aside for you. Watching from a bird's eye view, some of the ways that many are learning, humbling their way through this, is giving me insight into here's what I'm going to watch for as I participate, because I think it's still important. There's those who are not in the community who maybe don't understand, and they misunderstand a lot more about the intentions for why people would think outside the box this way. So I'm not as concerned about their struggles or, you know, like bandwidth they can't handle, but I do appreciate thinking about even this community, how do you do this? What do we do as well? There's a way of still progressing to this where you do right away. Here's the thing, when you ask for someone's part, when you ask, here, I've asked for your time, give me some time here. You would not have stuck around for this long if this was a waste of your time. You'd be like, okay, we gotta go hand in.
Yeah,
but when you find value, you're saying, okay, there's more here that I want us to go. And same thing, even when we interact with each other,
make friendships, relationships, you're asking for something sacred. I've asked for something sacred. I've asked for your time. I know you guys far better than I did when I first met you, and vice versa, right? But that was an exchange of intimacy there. Whether it's relational, whether it's platonic, whatever it is, and when you're asking for that kind of exchange, I think it's worth to do it with friends. And that's to go on that vantage point of saying, in good conscience, in good faith, I'm asking for this. You're willing to trust me. For example, as I said, remember whether you said, I want to make friends, so it's one way of saying, I don't know what your intentions are yet, and I want to be careful around you until I get to have more trust.
Exactly.
So how does that work along the way of exchange energies, we exchange commitments, we exchange commitments, all those things are really important.
100%, because even you want to have your guard up a little bit in a situation where you feel vulnerable.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, like ultimately, I want to speak my truth and say what I actually feel.
For sure.
In the end of the day, there's that other kind of like, it's more of the surface layer of like, like
what am I gonna do?
Who the hell are you?
Exactly. I know it, and I don't begrudge it at all.
But I like the idea of being able to speak open and honestly about how I feel, and I feel like the conversation needs to happen one way or another. You and I can disagree wholeheartedly and still walk away from this feeling good about it. And I feel like, and that's I think about integrity and communication. It's like however you feel, if you can communicate that to someone, and you can have a conversation about it. However it ends up, it's not outcome dependent. No. It's just you being your true self and actually getting it. And I think that's about.
Well, and I think like one of the biggest things about like the like polyamory community is like, from an outside perspective, a lot of people think that it's just like, oh, like you're in an open relationship, like you can just like fuck whoever you want, like you can just like do whatever, like whenever. And I think that's like such a misconception. And I think like when you're like in an open relationship, it takes so much work and like so much communication, more so than like if you're in like a monogamous relationship. Like I know some people in monogamous relationships where like they don't communicate with their partner, like they're not talking about like what they need, what they want, like, and so many people have like judgments on like open relationships and like that, like in that community, like they just think, oh yeah, you just do whatever you want, you can just like fuck whoever you want, and like that's not how it is at all. Like it's like it takes so much work, it takes so much effort, it takes so much like clear communication, and that's like one of like the things that I love about it, and like one of the things I think is like the most beautiful about it is like you're like so open, like you're so honest like with your partner about like what you want, like what you're okay with, like what your like boundaries are. I think it like it takes so much like more work, and like it's so much like more honest, and like you have like a deeper relationship than like those like monogamous relationships. Not to say that one is like better than the other.
Because some people find the one compelling over the other.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I do think that like like it is like it's such a deep relationship, and like it takes a lot of work. And I feel like that's like a misconception that like people like don't really like understand that.
In my experience, I have experienced a lot more growth personally. So much communication, self-awareness, and ongoing sort of like vulnerability, which is important. And then additionally, even in my dating context, one of the things I do, like as a principle, my second date latest, is having this conversation saying, just so you know, before you get emotionally invested, here's where I'm coming from, so that you don't find this as an unpleasant surprise later. I want you to leave everything on the table, kind of thing, basically. And for many, that's just a deal breaker, which I respect and honor, saying, I'm glad we have this conversation now.
Exactly, which I would value so much. Like if somebody said that, I would like I would appreciate it. I see like eye to eye on that. So like I would be like, I love that. Like I feel the same way. I get that a lot of people like might not like feel the same way, and like and that's totally fine. But like as long as like you're putting it out there, right? Like you said, like on the second date. Right? Because you don't want to like go too far like with somebody and then put that out there and they're just like, oh no, like I'm totally not okay with that. Right? But like if somebody said that to me like on the second date, I'd be like, I see it the same way. Like I really value that.
And the other part is when the response is a no for whatever reason. I'm not saying personal. They're saying no. Makes the no into in your worth.
Exactly. It's not that they're saying like no, like I don't like you as a person, or like no, like I don't. They're just like you're like no, that's not for me. And that's totally fine. And like being part of like this community, you have to be okay with like being open with people and then being like, no, that's like not really for me, and that's totally fine. Like you'll find people that are like, yeah, I'm really into that. Like I see eye to eye like with you on that, and some people are like, no, that's not really my vibe, and that's totally fine. And you kind of like want to like know that and figure that out like towards the beginning.
And the thought for me is just that we find a need to possess those who we're in relationships with. And I honestly feel like, you know, if you actually wanted someone to be happy, you would actually explore what that looks like for them. Because ultimately that looks different for everyone, and your version of happiness looks different. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing. As long as you have communication and everything work out exactly as it's meant to. You're not meant to get along with everyone.
And especially if you can realize the connection goes deeper and it's free, as opposed to ownership.
Right. 100%.
And that's like we've talked about that a lot. Like it is like freedom versus like ownership. You know, and some people are like feel like they kind of like have control or like ownership over this person. Like, you can't do that. Like, you know, like I don't want you to do that. And like something that we've talked about a lot is like, you know, like we love each other and feeling that you have freedom and you love that person. So maybe you're not gonna go out and like do this, that, and the other because you love them, but like you know, like you have freedom. Like you don't feel controlled by that person. Right? So like it's like you can do what you want, but like you make your choices because like you love that person. So like maybe I'm not gonna go out and like hook up with like, you know, this person, like whatever, because I love him and like, you know, like I want to come home to him, but like I know like I have the freedom to do what I want. It's not him saying like you can't do that or like, you know, like you can't go there, like I don't want you to do that. Like, I can do whatever I want and then I make my choices based on that.
I love you guys. Absolutely. Come on in,
I
brother.
love you. You're such an interesting person.
I appreciate you, darling.
You're so interesting.
Oh, thank you. I think, you know, here's what I think. I think we're all really intriguing and interesting. It's just an exploration of discovery. We just say, ooh, this is worthwhile.
So you said you're not dating anyone right now,
No.
but are you on like dating apps or?
Since I committed to this content creation, I pulled myself off just because this is taking so much time and investment for me. So this has been taking all of my awake hours. So I'm either at work, doing this, or hanging out with
Where do you work?
I work at a warehouse in the Deep South. I manage the warehouse there for them. And then I create this on the weekends usually, and then usually on Friday nights I'm hanging with my friends. Like we always hang out on Friday nights, but we weren't hanging out this evening, so I thought I'm gonna you guys are at the tail end of
Honestly, I love what you're doing. Like I think it's so interesting, and I love like meeting like-minded people who have like, you know, kind of like the same ideas or opposing ideas. Like I love meeting people, like you know, and just like talking about like.
This is so the live stream's on YouTube right now, and the recording is also being recorded. So if I give you my handle, and you guys can actually follow along. That's awesome.
Yes. Oh my god.
So I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and if I give you my name, then you'll be able to track me down that way.
Okay.
That would be amazing. Oh yeah, if you Google, you'll find so much more.
What's your TikTok?
BIN.
BIN. YAM. AS. RE. S.
Yeah. So that's Binny Ass. You can find me right there. And that's where you'll find the snippets from this. That was the primary platform I was once on, and then now primarily on YouTube. Yeah. Taylor.
He's Taylor. My last name is Taylor.
Jessica Taylor.
Just Taylor.
My goodness.
Okay, what's your Instagram? Is it the same?
Same.
BIN. Y. YAM. AS. RE.
Let me just make sure.
Did I do it right?
You got it. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Okay.
When it loads, you'll find me there. Thank you guys. My pleasure too.
Thank you so
This will be
much.
meaningful for you guys. You'll be like, wow, we got some stuff to talk about. I love that you guys are on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
So cool to
And
see.
even if we weren't, man, we have good conversations.
Absolutely, yes.
I love him. Like we're so similar, and like we talk about a lot of stuff, and like we see eye to eye on
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. But
Yeah.
like even if like we see like if we have different opinions,
Yeah.
like we can talk about it, and like we love each other and
It's an
respect each
amazing
other.
gift
And
that many of us have access to.
Sure, but I think everyone does.
You know, hopefully they'll get there. I don't think everyone has it. Most people end up with disagreements that don't get resolved.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, I feel like they have the power to get there if they can get past their own things that they're holding.
And that's why we do everything. Yeah. You guys have an amazing
I just think you're such an interesting person.
Thank you.
Thanks
You're
for
good guy.
stopping us. Like
Absolutely.
literally, like
My pleasure. You guys
appreciate
made it
the
so
conversation.
sweet. Absolutely good.
oh my god, I love you.
Hope to see you guys again
Adios.
soon.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're around.
you're the
All right.
best.
See you,
Thank
man.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
Another unexpected excursion. But again, this is why I love what we do here. This makes it all worthwhile because again, you have no idea where the conversation's going to go, what's on their radar, what their experiences, what their contributions are, and you can see how that element of like unchoreographedness, if you can use that as a word, can really propel one into those epic moments, right? So yeah, I also love that you get to connect with people in a way that wasn't there before. So like you start off on a certain plane, where you are at the beginning of your exploration, you don't know even their name, and so that element where they give that up and share that with you is an extension which is magnificent. And then that takes on to the next level of them saying, do I trust you with what you're asking from me? And you could hear that even in Taylor's response there. Taylor was saying, I don't want to get canceled, so he's being careful, for example, in what he was saying, until he got to know me a bit better, and then he started to open up and share a lot more, right? And now it's beautiful, that exchange there. And there's something tangible when you take the time to spend with others. Now, in normal context, I will confess, like, I'm on the go, I've got things to do, and so I remember I was on the transit system a couple months back, and there was some Jehovah's Witnesses. These were really young Jehovah's Witness missionaries. They're probably like 18, 19 years old, like super young. And of course they're always, well, not always, they're usually watching for those openings where they can connect with people along the way and engage with them. I see my bow tie has run out of batteries now. It's about time. It was lovely while it lasted, wasn't it? But I was about to say, yeah, like these two Jehovah's Witness missionaries, they were doing their thing. They were walking along, and I happened to sort of like, I'm just gonna hustle across the street here before the traffic comes along the way. As they were, as I was walking along, I made eye contact, and of course, the one Jehovah's Witness took that as a point of saying, "Let me engage you." And so I said, "If you can keep up, I gotta keep going." So I kept my brisk walk, and sure enough, both of them were keeping up with my brisk pace, and I had a chance to interact with them. I don't agree with their perspectives, but they're still human beings. And if I didn't have time, I'd say, "I'm sorry, I don't have the time," and I'll do that usually for people who want my time when I'm on the go. That's why I don't do this live streaming or even interviews during busy times when people are on their way to work or engaged in some other things. I usually try to catch them when they're at the leisure, because that's, I think, respectful of their time, so they can say yes or no. But yeah, like spending time with Jessica and Taylor here, that was so meaningful to be able to say, sure, I have some time to acknowledge and hear your thoughts. And I don't think they were expecting that either, but it enriches again in a beautiful way, I feel. And the conversations are epic, at least to me they are. Like, I have this high expectation of what I'm looking for when I engage in this. I'm looking for high quality, usually. And so that's why I call it epic. My dear one listener on the live stream, and those who are going to watch on the
on the replay. Thank you for spending time watching through this. This has been very lengthy. I'm not sure how long it has been. Can I see? Let me see here. I'm going closer and have a quick peek here. 3 hours. This has been 3 hours of amazingness, and I so appreciate it. But thank you guys for listening in and being a part. And I'd love to hear your comments. I'll look for more opportunities to do this more. I've been trying to like get my life back on schedule because it's been really busy with work, but I'm hoping to recalibrate that and prioritize this a lot more. But I so appreciate you guys sharing these moments because they're so good. Like, I live for this. It's so good. Until the next live stream or video, I hope you are well and that you live with integrity. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.